Oh, he's spoiled. Oh, shit. Oh, fuck. There is. Shortcut. Oh god. Oh shit, people popped in. Steam Deck streaming? No, I'm streaming. Fuck, no, I'm streaming with the PS5. Look, man, it's the mic built into the controller, okay? I'm not digging out a fucking XLR mic and connecting it to the PS5. It's not the Kinect, it's a PS DualSense controller, dude. You pay up the ass for this one. Don't blame me, blame fucking Sony. This kid's getting abducted. Oh. This kid's getting, like, molested. This kid's about to get, like, fucking diddled. Hold on, let me stop it. Oh, shit, where did they go again? This way? No, which way did they go? Which way is diddling happening? Oh, shit, hold on. Sub-stories. Not Damned Yankee. Where's the fucking heir to the family? There you go. Champions District. Oh, dude, that's literally an entire section built for diddling. Oh, we gotta save this boy. Oh, no, 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 no. Not on my watch. Here we go. Oh, shit. God, dude, I have the stamina of a fucking Marlboro factory, so I'm gonna get down this way. Alright, guys, you can't go diddling this kid. Pick the wrong fucking child. Shit, we got company. Hold on, let me turn on the audio a little bit. It's kind of loud. What's wrong with you? So it's 3-on-1 against a kid, for crying out loud. Alright. Alright, boys, let me kick your ass with some overpowered leveling already. Oh, get that guy out of here. Alright, let's connect you to the fucking wall here. How are you not dead by that too? Here, let's give him a little curb stomp action. What the fuck? No, let's break the neck here. Alright, boom boom. I'll deal with you later. Let's get your friend to wake up. Oh, little pimp hand of justice. Come here, come here, come here. Actually, wait, no, I'll take you there with me. Boo! Oh, shit, okay. No, you are dying here, sir. Come on now. This game's so violent. I swear to God, I can't wait till they put him in fucking Fortnite. Here's Kiryu in Fortnite, dude. He's gonna win the Ultimate Royale. I mean, they already put him in Rainbow Six Siege. They might as well go all the way. Shit, put him in Roblox. Oh no, these kids were trying to jump it. Oh, his friends were trying to jump you? Jesus. Wait, they'd never raise a finger against the Prince of Dojima now that we know who they are. Oh shit. I mean, listen, you're part of a criminal enterprise, Kiryu. Like, I'm be honest, if you fuck with, like, the mob boss's kid, like, you're dead. I don't understand. Like, yeah, you get... Now people are gonna think this is a pacifist fucking clan. There's scum that suck up to... Ah, damn it. Oh, that's even worse than dying. Oh shit, we're scolding them. Torturing a foe from a defeated position. Aww. It's so funny because he becomes the leader of the entire clan later on too. You do get to beat him up later. It's like the second game. Wait, it's the second game where you beat up Daigo, right? Like, it's the second game in the franchise where you beat the shit out of him, right? Because you don't do it in the first game. You beat him in the second one, right? Like, when he's got to become the leader, the fourth chairman. That's when you fight him, right? It's the second game. Yeah. Yeah, it's the second game. Oh, the second game is the best one, though. Like, from a story perspective, it's like, second is great, the third one is okay. Can I be honest, dude? The third game's combat really sucks. Like, PlayStation, like, 3, like, Yakuza fucking 3 is a great story, but some of the... I don't know, I don't like the fucking combat in that game. It just rubs me the wrong way. Like, you're out there chip damaging the enemy. Yeah, it's literally like you just kind of sit there like chipping away at the health. I felt like they read your inputs in the third game too much. I feel like this is a hot take too, but I actually like Yakuza 6. Motherfuckers out there be like, excuse me? And you're like, wait, hold on, let me do that. Actually, Yakuza 6 is the inferior. Like, okay, come on now. I always love coming across like any fucking gamer. What the fuck is this? Oh, I'm beating your ass. I don't even care. I'm rich as fuck. I'm still knocking your ass out. What the fuck is this? You don't get to wear that. You only 8.2 million yen? What the fuck is this, dude? Skid Row? Christ. Alright, let's go inside here, unlock the investor. Oh. Man, Yakuza is literally the best game franchise, and this is coming from a man that used to love, like, I still love Metal Gear, let's not pretend otherwise, but honestly, Yakuza's grown on me so hard that this is, like, the best fucking franchise. Also, I'll be upfront, I'm kind of just doing this on here really janky to record footage for the Yakuza video, so I'm doing 0 to 7. But yeah. That was an ugly fucking suit, let's not pretend. Well, I'm doing all of the Yakuza games. I'm doing Yakuza 0, Kiwami, Kiwami 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I'm debating if I put in 7, or I could save that for its own video. I just feel like I should just do 0 to 6. I'm kind of debating 7, because 7's a nice game, but it's like an entirely different era of Yakuza. So I think I just want to do the Kiryu story. Oh yeah, this is where you. Oh, this isn't the money guy. This is the weapons dealer.
Yeah.
Well, thanks for the Prime subs, man. No, I think what I'm gonna do is I don't know. Like I've debated 7, but like maybe I'll make 7 its own like separate video. I was kind of debating putting 7 in with Judgment, because I want to do Judgment itself. So maybe I'll do 3 games on that, but definitely 0 to 6, because it's like an entire arc to cover.
Nani?
Yeah, no, Yakuza 7's great. If you want to get this classic combat, though, I think Judgment's the franchise. You might be thinking hard cap, but I kind of like the story of the Judgment franchise more. I'm a sucker for crime stories, though, so... a bit biased, personally. There's a lot of Yakuza games, man. Like, if we're counting mainline, you've got 0, 1, 2, and I'm also including the fucking remakes. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7... and then you've got Yakuza Ishin, and then you've got Yakuza Dead Souls. So you got some spin-offs and shit, too. You got Judgment as well, which I don't really count as a Yakuza spin-off, because, like, granted it's in the same universe, but, like, very few things are connected in that game franchise. So I'm going to say that it's its own thing. These are great games, though. Like, if you're a fan of, like, content in a video game... this is by far the longest... So, one thing, too, this is going to be the longest part of the video I'd be making, because Yakuza 0 has the most content in the Yakuza, like, mainline games. I honestly, like, the only thing competing with it is Like a Dragon. Because, like, even the most content that you'd find in, like, Yakuza 5... dog, no, it's longer than the 4 video, MGS4. MGS4 was one game. This is going to be, like... I mean, I scripted out, like, my liner script is looking out to be, like, 6.5 hours, so... I doubt anybody's going to watch all the way through, but I've realized one thing with the Metal Gear Solid 4 video, or really any game video, that like splitting things up into parts is just fucking annoying. I'd rather just make one big deal video and then fucking, you want to watch it all the way through, you can. Divvy it up through a few days, you can. Like, it was a lot easy, like... you know when I did the Resident Evil 8 playthrough thing? It was like, oh, I could probably chop it up into 20 parts, but it's like... I'll just make it one fucking part and call it a day, you know? And that actually did really well for the channel, because that video ended up doing pretty well, like, you know, fucking... as far as an 8-hour video is considered, I was totally cool with it. People watched a lot of it, actually, too. Like, the retention was super great. And I was like, yeah, I could probably split up the video. Like, I could probably split it up into, like, a bunch of parts, but it's just... I don't know, it doesn't seem clean that way. Especially because I'm going through the whole franchise in one, so might as well just attack it all together. Ugh. Let's see what we've got over here. The shrine. Oh, let's go pray, dude. Let's pray to Allah here. He'll grant me some superpowers. I've already got like super business powers anyways, but let me get those superpowers here too. Alright, let's get that going here. Gotta go fast. Yeah, actually, I have shit stamina, so probably. Always in... oh shit, no. I already spent too much money. Fuck. We got J Station here, that's cool. Let's get down here. And run away. And I do, in fact, did I actually finish the business there? Yeah, I do got the payouts ready. I'd love to cover the community tab rabbit hole, Nakoda. You should email me what's going on. You can find my email on my YouTube channel's About page. You can just send that over, and I will check it out. Tomorrow we're covering the fucking child abuse rabbit hole again, because it's just a trend on YouTube. It's a new trending thing, and you know, the reason you should call these things out is so YouTube can get to it ahead of time before fucking the New York Times and all these fucking vultures from like the news organizations come and say that YouTube's facilitating like some crazy child abuse, even though it's not true. It's just under the radar channels that are taking advantage of trends. You know what I mean? Oh, come on, dude. Win against this guy. Alright, let's invest. Fucking go for it. Yeah, so this time playing through the game, I decided to do all the side, like, money-making shit, the money farming early. Holy fuck, man, does it get you, like, does it just over-level you for this game? Because in this game, money is, like, your things you use to buy shit, and it's your experience point system, too. Alright, there we go, 372 million. Just keep leveling this shit up. EA right now would make this whole thing microtransactionable. That's how fucked it is, dude. Hell yeah, 386 million. Dude, I'm making a solid billy off this. Holy shit. There we go. And just keep going, boys. Yeah, this game is like, you can find, so this is what I like about Yakuza, because it really harkens back to old school, like, RPG games, where, like, you know how, like, back in the day, like, if you grinded, you didn't know how, like, you had to know how to grind back in the day, you know what I mean? Like, if you were playing old school, like, JRPGs, like, you could grind like a normal Melvin, or you could figure out how to grind in, like, 20 minutes and be max level. That's what I love about these fucking games. So it's like, if you know how to do it in Yakuza, you're ready to go. You're like over fucking leveled before like halfway through the game, you know what I mean? Like I'm a min-maxing fucking person. Like I get out the spreadsheets for this kind of stuff. I know it sounds like boring to some people, but I love min-maxing the fuck out of video games. Like that shit just gets me going. Okay, I've got all this. Essence of the Beast. Oh, hell yeah, unlock that shit. Come on. Yeah, I didn't do the shakedown farming yet, because I'm not in Majima, so I don't have, like, the zap pistol or anything. I don't even know actually where to get it, so I'm probably going to find the investor dude and send Majima, like, 2 billion yen before his chapter, so he can just throw it all into the fucking money, like, the weapon farmer. So, like, right over here, there's, like, one guy that I'm trying to find that just, there's one dude here that, like, helps me transfer money, and I'm trying to figure out where it is for the life of me. I don't know if anybody in the chat knows this, but there is one guy here that helps you, and I think it's a Champions District, so I'm going to go over there back and try to find it. Yeah, like, there's a guy that just lets you exchange the cash, so I'm going to send Majima, like, fucking 5 billion yen. And then I'll be safe. Oh shit, let's get some food in me, fuck. I don't have full health, that's gross. A beef bowl? Whatever, I guess I'll have one here. Man, who knows, man? You know, you die, you live. Life is what you make of it. Who cares, dude? Ever since my appendix thing, I'm one of those people where I'm like, I just live life to the fullest. And God, if I ever kick the bucket, at least I live a full life, boys. What the fuck? Dude, I don't know how to farm you yet. Stop it. Actually, no, fuck you, dude. Let's go. Let's go right now. Let me take that 8 million yen off your ass right fucking now. Do I piss you off? Oh shit, okay. Alright, let's fight right now. Let's go. Let's go, bitch. He's like twice my size, by the way. Shit. I'll have you know, I graduated top of my class, boy. Ooh! Damn, dude, what are you, like the fucking part of this? Holy shit, brother. How long was your bus back in the day? Oh my god, dude. Come on. Come on, brother. Oh. All my there we go. Damn, brother, his bus must have been short as fuck. He's like getting off to this shit too. Yeah, well, there's a way to like triple your money off of it, and I've never done it in my previous playthrough, so I'm gonna do it in this one. Like, I think you need like 1 billion or 2 billion yen, and you lose to him once, and then he basically like triples that for you. So you'd beat him next time with like overpowered weapons, and then you just like keep doing it over and over again until you're so rich in the game. This is the bar where I met Kasuga, the reporter investigating Kamurocho's dark side. Alright, let's go and actually figure this out real quick. I think this guy connects you to the weapons, right? Like, oh shit. Wait, no, I don't want to do this yet. Oh shit, let me buy the fucking drinks here. Sure, let me buy like Courvoisier XO. A remarkable specimen from France. Oh. This is what I always liked about Japanese games. Like, sometimes they, like, really focus on, like, the most insane shit more than you... Like, here, Beefeater, for instance. Like, we'll just give you random trivia. Beefeater is a gin drinker's gin. Yo, Beefeater is dog water. They must have really paid the fucking developers hard for that. Jesus Christ. Beefeater is some of the most disgusting gin I've ever had. Let's have some, oh, but let's go for this. It's like, what am I gonna order, a Budweiser? And it's like, a refined beer from America. You mean piss? You mean piss in a can? Have you all ever had Budweiser? That shit is literally pee-pee. Like, I'm convinced somebody at the brewery that just, like, straight pisses in there. Like, they drink the good beer, and then they just piss into a vat, and then they tape that shit. Budweiser. Judgment series, I think it's a better, story, personally. The new Judgment game is really good. It was super fucked up. Lost Judgment? I was really a huge fan of the story there. They got, like, really dark. And I'll be real, man, the main character for that game makes me gay as fuck. Like, that's a good-looking dude right there. The guy who's the main character for Lost Judgment, I heard the dude's like 50 years old and he looks sexy as fuck. And there's nothing wrong about that, too. Like, man, that guy is just an attractive bucko. Where the fuck is Mr. Moneybags? Just, I don't... Oh, I think it's Vincent. Oh, yeah, it's Vincent. Yeah, it's Vincent Bar. Let me go there. You know, it's a really good game, Ghostwire Tokyo. I don't know if you guys ever played that game. Like, it really flew under the radar, and I feel so bad for that company. Like, I think it's Arcane Studios that worked on it. The guys who did Dishonored and Prey, right? Or Tango Gameworks. No, they're the ones that did Evil Within. Yo, that game flew under the radar so hard. And it's actually such a good game. There's the guy. There's the cuck. It's you again. Oh, you can totally tell this dude, like, tastes nut. 100%. I live in a jumbo jet. Guys, let's not pretend. This is a definite cuckold. Like, is anybody's cuckdar going off right now? Like, anybody's cuck radar going off? It's just, it's the, something about the face, dude. Look, that face literally says, hi, I want to fuck kids. Come on now. Like, you can't let that near a school district. Come on now, guys. What the fuck? The haircut's so bad. Yeah, you know, I've got some pending charges, if you will. Dude, like Andrew Tate, he's like, I'm flying to Romania. 40% of the reason is so I can get away from those charges. So yeah, you know, let me. Like, I just want to say, like, I've been working on this Andrew Tate thing for a little bit. And it's a little insane because, like, I'm following up on his human trafficker story, right? Because everyone's been saying that he's a human trafficker, and, like, that's a pretty serious claim. So I looked it up, and I guess he has, like, pending charges, but no conviction, so you can't legally say somebody's like that. It's pretty defamatory. So I was looking into, like, his charges, and, like, he's talking about Romania, and one of the video clips, he's like, yeah, 40% of the reason was so that, like, he can, I guess, inadvertently, like, get, like, the charges regarding sexual stuff is a little lenient. And I'm just like, dog, that should be 0% of the reason you should move. If you're moving countries because you're worried about charges, dog, that's sketchy as fuck. Like, I'll be honest, boys, isn't that, like, I don't understand. I don't like I can't respect a guy like Andrew Tate because, like, I looked at where his money's from. Like, he's like pimping out, like, fucking girls on the internet. Like, the dude's literally like a fucking internet pimp. You can't respect a man like that. Like, I'm sorry, I have really trad beliefs regarding that shit. Like, if you're gonna make money, you make it on your own back, not on the backs of other people like that. And I could never respect a man that does that. Ever. Like, it just comes across. I can never respect a man in any capacity that does shit like that. Like, making the back off of, like, a woman like that, just fucking weird.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, like, but the thing is, so it's weird. Like, you're on the internet, and you have to either love something or hate it. So here's where I stand on Tate, right? Like, when he says shit, like some insane shit on the internet, I kind of, like, okay, if Andrew Tate tells me, like, eat right, get better, I'm gonna believe him, because he definitely looks like he knows his shit about that. But if Andrew Tate's sitting over here telling me about fucking his thoughts on women and breeder, and, like, how there should be breeding boxes and all that crazy shit, and his, like, weird, like, takes regarding, like, it's just not something that I'm into. And, like, this whole idea of, like, having sex with multiple women, it's like, can we be honest? Like, the guy's an incel farmer. And this is my thing with incels, you know? Like, obviously, when you talk shit about an incel online, it draws a lot of attention. Like, they're like, oh, how dare you talk. Here's my thoughts on the incel stuff, you know? Like, if you're an incel, motherfucker, pussy is not owed to you, you know? Alright, like, if you're an actual loser that, like, can't reproduce or find a partner, that's not on anybody else but you. You know what I mean? Like, I just don't understand. Like, here's my thing with incel people. Like, if you're gonna sit inside in your house all day playing video games and jerking off, how do you expect to do anything? Like, oh, all women care about is, like, the tall guy with money. Well, like, don't guys have super, like, when I'm dating somebody, I date a woman based on obviously how she looks. Like, let's not pretend like attractiveness doesn't play into it. Obviously it does. But also, like, I'm dating somebody that has their shit together, you know? Like, just because somebody's hot doesn't mean you immediately go after them. Like, if I'm going to date a woman, she's got to be around my age, like, maybe like 2-3 years of a difference, right? Like, I'm not dating somebody below 25 anymore. Like, I'm at a point in life where I'm a more mature person, and it's like, I'm going to date somebody that's more mature, somebody that, like, I can spend meaningful time with. Like, if you have sex with random, like, people on a nightly basis, that's just going to fuck with your mental health later on in life. Like, that's not a fulfilling thing. Like, sex, like, having a bunch of meaningless sex honestly leaves you more fucked up and empty inside. And I know this from experience. It really does. It makes you feel like shit. You know? It's insane. Like, the kids that look up to that shit really just, like, anybody that looks up to that just really has some stunted worldview, you know? Like, some really, like, weird worldview that I don't want to, like, come close to. Because realistically, the people that follow Tate and everything, once they grow out of it, they realize, wow, we really had, like, a really shitty way of thinking back in the day. And then they move on, hopefully. Like, sex, like, having all that meaningless sex doesn't really do anything. I mean, I'm sure for, like, an incel, like, having sex once, it's like, oh man, now I can finally die happy. And it's like, really? Like, really? That's all it takes? Oh man, I wish I could, like, drive all the supercars in the world and everything. Then go rent one, motherfucker. Rent one for a weekend. Try it out. Alright? Live your fucking dream. Like, these motherfuckers want to go out and buy Bugattis. You want to know how fucking brain dead a Bugatti investment is? You're buying a $3 million car that depreciates over time when you could be investing that money into properties or something that could return you actual cash. Oh man, I want the Lamborghini. I want to try. Do you want to try one? Motherfucker, go rent it. Go to a luxury dealership, throw some money down, rent the fucking car, and drive it. I don't understand. Motherfucker, when I go to, like, California, I rent mansions and fucking, like, supercars. Because you know why? I worked my ass off to get to that point. I lived that, like, douchey dream for, like, a weekend, and it goes out of my system. That's it. And then I go back to reality land. You know? Like, you want to live, like, a fucking weird, like, I don't know. It's really degenerate. It's really just, it's dumb. I look at a Bugatti and I think $3 million. This $3 million I can put towards fucking making more business, making more investments, and I honestly don't need much money to live. Like, as long as I have my computer, and I'm fine. You know what I mean? Like, I'm good. You know? Like, I am fucking happy with my life. That's about it. Like, when it comes to, like, everything else, it's just a fucking money pit waste of time. You know what I mean? Like, fucking, there's just never anything into it. It's also a really toxic mentality, too, when guys get into, like, I need this, this, and that. I've had this same discussion with somebody, a friend of mine, right? And this is, like, it's envy, you know what I mean? Like, it's this, like, weird envious mentality that people have. I had a buddy of mine who, like, looked at my car, and he really, really liked my car, and he was like, man, my car fucking sucks ass in comparison to it. So I have a Model S. It's a Tesla. You do not buy a Tesla. Teslas are fucking awful, awful vehicles. I'm not even saying that because fuck Elon Musk or any of that bullshit. I'm literally saying that because they are fucking dog water cars when it comes to service them, okay? Oh, autopilot, it's a whole different point. But, like, dude has, like, a Mercedes E-Class, you know what I mean? And the dude's, like, fucking envious on somebody else's car. And I have to remind him, I'm like, you do understand, right? Like, your car, that's like a 1%er car. Like, if you looked at the entire world right now, there are people in the world that cannot afford what you have. And you're being, like, ungrateful about it? Like, dude, what the fuck, man? Like, there's somebody out there that, like, you know, they drive, like, a 10-year-old beater car and they're happy as fuck because they can even have that. I'm like, you know, you gotta have a mentality like that. You gotta have something healthy in your head like that, you know? Like, you have to have a real healthy mentality. You have to be just happy with what you have, you know? If you start looking above like that all the time, you'll never enjoy what you actually have. I mean, you gotta be thankful for what you have in the first place, right? Like, my thing, I'm like, hey, do you have a roof over your head? Congratulations, you're far better off than, like, anybody else in life. You know, it's like, do you have a hobby? Do you want to do something else? Like, I don't know. I was thinking about it, man. Like, I mean, I could be living in, like, the first apartment that I ever had, like, you know, small little nook in the world, and, you know, as long as I have my computer and I have my friends and my girlfriend, I'm happy. Like, I don't give a fuck. You know what I mean? It's like, you know, it's like, what? I just don't understand that mentality that some people have, where it's like, I need to live in this, like, big mega compound with, like, supermodels waking up next to me every day and, like, the fastest cars, and, like, dude, like, what? Maybe that just makes me like a fucking beta male, I guess. I don't know, in the eyes of these like red-pilled warriors. Who knows? But I consider that a healthier way of living than fucking chasing after, or just being envious and chasing, or like looking above all the time like that. Like a lot of people say, hey, it's there to get you enthusiastic. It's there to get you like inspired, right? Like look at this multi-billionaire. Don't you want to be like them? Inspired. Inspiration's cool. Like inspiration's led me to be successful in my business because it makes me chase after dreams. But there's a difference between being like, there's a difference between that and when it just becomes like pure envy, when it becomes like insane about that kind of shit. You're absolutely right. People that have money, their life is totally different. I'll tell you this much right now. My life is a lot more stressful than it was, I would say, several years ago. That whole thing, when you get more money, that is definitely more problems in your life. Because, like, the way that it comes into your head, right? Like, when you make like fucking, when you make like a normal living, like an average living, you have like average problems. You have the average everyday problems. But when you're making more money than you can count, when you're not doing the day-to-day like checking your money anymore, like when your money's not a day-to-day thing, it's like quarter to quarter. At that point, your problems change. Your tax burdens change, your relationships, and your whole like demeanor and your lifestyle starts to become different. It becomes a problem. And the thing is, the more money you make, the more money you have to keep making in order to sustain like a lifestyle. Like it's not even. I'll say it like this. You know how people are like, hey, I can make like $100,000 a month, right? But I only need $4,000 a month to live. But they don't understand that the guy that's making $100K a month has business expenses, tax burdens, all this extra shit, and then they have to like make more money to sustain that level of income, and they're probably operating a business too. And if you operate a business, you have to constantly keep growing it. You can't just have it like stagnate. You know what I mean? Like you're constantly dealing with competition and everything. It's a whole different aspect. Like you want to get rich, but you have to understand being rich itself is a burden. You might be able to decide your own hours in life, but it's not a very simple lifestyle, like having a lot of money comes with its own set of problems that you may never have expected. Sometimes having like a normal like living is like, I'll talk to guys who are like, I miss when things were simple, and I'm like, well, they're not simple anymore, so deal with it. Don't get me wrong, having that kind of money comes with its own perks, like you have an easier life in some respects compared to people. It's like you have an easier life in regards to certain aspects, but then you have other problems that build in. So it's like you got to understand all of that. You got to understand this whole thing comes with like this whole situation comes with like pros and cons that you have to be willing to like deal with. The Andrew Tate stuff, though, going back to it, it's like I think guys like Andrew Tate are the reason I could never respect them. And I know I come across really traditional when I talk about this, but it's like when you're making your money off of like pimping girls on like webcams and like taking money off of like fucking mentally destitute guys that are just throwing their money at these like cam girls, stupidly, by the way, I can't respect a man that's facilitating in it, To me, that's really scummy behavior. And I'm sure he justifies it, like the girls are making millions of dollars too, but it's like, when your fortune is built on that kind of a backbone, it's not respectable to any. You can talk to anybody in the world, any actual adult, and they can never respect that. It's why Andrew Tate's super popular amongst like young kids who are like, they don't have any like life skills or like like no actual like adult will respect that line. And I'm sure there's people who are like, well, what color's your Bugatti? And I'm like, my response is, what does it matter? Like, what color is yours? I'm like, well, what color's your mansion? Like, if somebody wants to like fucking shame me that I'm not on the Tate financial level, I guess you could say, that's fine. I don't care. But I'll shame you then. Like I'll remind you. I'm like, what color is your fucking high end like electric? What color is your car? What color is your mansion? How many pot lights? Like I'll just fucking say that. You know what I mean? Like I'll go. Like if somebody's gonna be a dick to me like that, I can frankly be a dick right back too. I don't really care. Like, the thing with Andrew Tate is he doesn't say things that are completely wrong, right? Like, if he says shit about, like, basic gender roles, I guess you can kind of, like, if he says shit like that, like, hey, this is how society used to be, like, innate, like, you might be able to, like, understand some of his points, but, like, when he gets into the whole misogyny aspect, like, hey, listen, like, when he gets into the whole misogyny side of things about, like, women and, like, hey, like, they don't care about your career, women. They care about how many babies you're making. Then I have to ask Andrew Tate, I mean, how many kids do you have? By this point, by Andrew Tate's age, I was already like 10 years old. Like, my dad already had me and my little brother. You know, so I have to ask Andrew, I'm like, how many kids do you have? You know? Which he doesn't have. So it's like, you're not really doing much with your life either. You know, you might be building a fortune, but that fortune ain't going anywhere. You're not reproducing. You're not doing the basic innate activity of a human being. It's like I don't understand, right? Like fucking, I don't get his argument. It's like they only care if how many children you can bore, and I'm like, no. When I date somebody, I care about their career. You know, like I'll give you a great example. If I'm dating a woman. Like, my current girlfriend's a nurse, you know what I mean? Like, she's a very talented, intelligent nurse, beautiful person. She has a career. So it's like, that to me matters more than, like, other aspects, you know? That tells me that that person is stable. They've got a stable financial background. They're an intelligent person. And they know their shit, you know? We can actually have a conversation about our career paths. You know? Like, I don't look at women and I'm like, she's breedable, let's go. And it's like, what the fuck? it's like if I have kids, you know, if I have children, that's cool, you know, and I don't get this, like, weird, I don't know, it's so weird when I have to deal with, like, fucking, it's so wild when I have to, like, understand, like, this Andrew Tate mentality. Yeah, I mean, she's a nurse. Her whole family, like, is fucking intelligent too. Her bro went to the best university in the school. Dad's a PhD. Smart family, you know, smart girl. It is what it is. Like, fucking, you know, that's what I'm looking for in somebody. Because when you get to, like, this age, when you get to the age that, like, and I'm younger than Tate by a mile. I'm 28 years old, but when you get to my age, you crave stability more than just sex every day. Like, sex gets boring after a while. Let me be honest with you. And it's like, you know, obviously, like, I don't know, I guess it's tough because I date somebody that's attractive, so it's like, I don't have to worry about somebody getting ugly on me. It's not, you know, I don't know, it's a weird whole scenario. It's just like when these guys, like, base their whole relationship around, like, one physical act, that just tells me your relationship's never going to work. Like, the sex is cool and all, but you gotta understand that you have to, like, fucking have a meaningful relationship with somebody. If you don't have that, then you're gonna be real fucking sad later on in life. That's just my take right there. And, you know, you can feel free to say, Muda, you're a cock, you're a beta male, you have no idea, like, you don't understand what it's like to be alpha. And that's fine, that's cool. Like, I mean, like, you know, if you were important enough, maybe I'd give a fuck, but the only person that could absolutely hurt me by saying that would be, like, my dad. Because I don't give a fuck what any other man thinks about me. That's really weird. It's like what's so wild is, like, you come across these guys that are so desperate for, like, attention and so desperate for, like, acceptance by their other male peers. Like, any man that calls himself an alpha male is absolutely an insecure cuck. Like, in my personal experience. Like, if you find a dude that's like, I'm an alpha, bro. Alright, I'm alpha. Like, they're the same dudes that are sitting in the change room jacking off together, okay? Like, what the fuck? Yeah, I don't understand that shit. That's really weird to me. Like, dudes are the ones out there paying for fucking financial courses from these guys, learning how to like fucking gel can make their dicks bigger. Like, it's really, really sad. Like, what the fuck, dude? I don't even get that. Alpha shit. Alpha. Anybody that calls himself an alpha is like the deadest giveaway that something's going on with you. Anybody that like Andrew Tate sells the Hustler University course, which is like, hey, you pay him like $50 and you join his course to learn how to like make money online. Anybody that sells a course like that is fucking like all those courses are bullshit. All that shit you can learn on the internet within like 1 or 2 Google searches. Okay. Like, here, I'll lay the facts out with you. Okay, I'm doing well off in life. Okay, like I'm a well off kind of guy. All right, the way that I made my money, property, okay? Proper investments, index funds, properties, diversifying my portfolio. Yeah, you know, I started with a small amount of cash. I'll give it to you like this. I spent most of my early life working and saving money, okay? That's all I did. Like, I was saving money on rent, I was saving money on food, I was saving money on, like, video games and shit. Like, video games for me, like, if I bought a $20 game, it was like, all right, we're spending hard, boys. You know, like I saved a crap ton of cash. And then I had enough cash that I eventually invested it, and I invested it month after month, and then it started snowballing. The thing with money and investments is that once you snowball your cash, your first year, you'll make some money. Your second year, you'll make more money. Your third year, you'll make a lot more money. And then year after year, if you're smart and safe and doing your investments the right way, you're making good money. On a market loss, you might lose some, but since you're diversified, it doesn't matter. You lose, what, 10% of your portfolio to, like, what, 9? But you'll have a gain somewhere else. I don't know. It's investing and letting this money, like, build for you. You can do it. It just takes a little bit of sacrifice early on. There's not a course that's going to teach you this. It takes a lot of self-discipline, and that's it. That's all it is. It takes a lot of discipline for you to do this, you know? And luckily, I didn't have, like, responsibilities up the ass back then. It wasn't like I was married. It wasn't that I had kids. I was doing relatively fine in my early life, and so I was able to save and invest, you know? Chasing all these... it's the thing with any of this kind of stuff is that when these people sell you these courses where they're like, you can make $10,000 a month, okay? Sure, you could, but it's like... I mean, like, if you're maybe, like, the one lucky motherfucker in that course, I guess. But 99.9% of those courses has people losing their money. Those courses appeal to people who want to get rich fast. You don't get rich fast, all right? You get rich low and slow, all right? Do you want to know what's more important than making a shit ton of money? Do you want to know my best advice? Is instead of thinking of making a crap ton of money, try learning a craft and making that a business, you know? Like, somebody just mentioned computer repair, right? Like, you want to talk about computer repair and repairing electronics, that's a really, really amazing thing to learn. And, you know, you can make good money using those skills that you learn in a business. And nowadays, with the internet, people can just send shit to your house, and you can just repair stuff and send it back. Like, you can turn that into a business. I mean, the world of self-sufficiency is among us now, right? Like, nowadays, most jobs, most businesses can be done out of your house. You know, provided you follow the, you know, regulations and certain laws, you're fine. Because, let me tell you something, that's going to be more meaningful than making a crap ton of money. Like, if somebody tells you, hey, you can make a lot of money if you throw, you know, like, they'll give you some dumb little tip, like you can make money on like a market or a stock or some shit or like crypto. Don't go down those gambling holes. Maybe learn a hobby, learn a skill, make a business out of it. Might be tough getting it up the first 2 years. You may not be able to get it up at all, right? Some businesses fail from the start. However, if you do get it working, it's going to be more fruitful to you than working for some soulless company or, you know, chasing after that non-existent bag that may or may not be there. I don't know. Somebody said working online is enough to be a bug pen tester. I mean, you can learn a lot of your cybersecurity just online anyways. A lot of people I know are just doing online certifications, and provided they get them passed by actual, provided they actually get them, like, properly certified, you can turn that into a proper job in business as well. Listen, the world of self-sufficiency and the world of business is upon you. So, it's really up to you to grab it by your hands, is all that it is. Freelancing, all of it, like it's all like you can do whatever the fuck you set your mind to, as long as you understand, like, hey, in as long as you understand completely that this is like it's not going to be a get rich quick thing. It's not going to be it's not going to be overnight. It's going to be over the course of it's going to be over the course of several nights, several hundreds of nights maybe. I leave my house. I do a mix. I'm a hybrid kind of worker now. Ever since COVID, I used to be going to the office like nearly every day, but ever since because of COVID, now that we're in post-pandemic, it's a bit of my work is remote, but then a bit of it is an office job. So I'm kind of hybrid now. At least that's where I'm at the moment. I'm in a hybrid scenario. God damn, I just need to stealth past this shit. Fuck. Oh, damn it, what the fuck? Learning how to code, best tip, Google and YouTube, my friend. That is going to be your best teachers. I'll be honest, dude. It's crazy how many amazing free tutorials exist from like great channels on YouTube that you can just follow and get a good start into like coding. You don't have to go to college or any of that shit anymore. Yeah, you never really had to personally, but Fuck. God damn, how the fuck do you do this? Such a fucking brain-dead stealth mode. What the fuck, man? I'm trying to buy this kid a nudie magazine and it's like fucking annoying. There it is. Oh, yeah, we're fucked. Ooh, 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 yeah, boy, let's go. There we go, that's it. God damn. I'll give you a great tip. A lot of programmers will just copy other programmers' codes. Welcome to reality land. No, you want to know why coders have multiple monitors? One of them has the IDE on, all right, and the other monitor has Substack Overflow on. That's what it does. That's how you program, boys. You have your best friends in coding are Control C and Control V. But no joking, like you are definitely programming. The thing about copying code is you're not just copying code, you have to learn how to read that code too. Once you're able to understand how a function works, you're better able to interpret it for other things too, right? Like it gets to the point where once you code after a while, you figure out a few things, and then you're learning something new, and then you specialize somewhere, and that's just how it like goes off. This game is based in like 1988, I think. It's the 80s, dude. 80s Japan. But yeah, the Andrew Tate stuff is insane. It's weird because when you're on YouTube, the comment sections are super like favorable to a lot of this kind of shit. When it's just like, I just feel like a lot of it can be kids like just watching. I don't care though. It's like, at the end of the day, like I'm one of those people where for me, Andrew Tate, like I will agree that some of the stuff he says makes sense. If the guy tells you to eat right and get better, that's not bad advice. That's good advice, no matter who's giving it to you. Now, of course, everything else you can just sort of chill out. I think what really kind of gets me, though, is, like, I was watching, like, a bunch of these stream... I'm not going to name names, but, like, there were a few people that were saying Andrew Tate's, like, a fucking human trafficker and all that crazy shit, and I'm like, you can hate the guy all you want, but it's, like, at least stick to the objective facts, Like, the guy is not a trafficker, boys. The guy is not a trafficker. Like, I feel like unironically, this video is going to be, like, 10 minutes of me defending him on that point. Well, he's not. Listen, he's not a trafficker for it because it's not a trafficker because he's not proven. You can't say. Here's the thing with these allegations. This is my problem with the internet. People throw the word pedophile, human trafficker, a lot of these things so quick. However, the thing about all these allegations is like you have to be charged, convicted, thrown in prison, and sent to trial for this kind of shit before you can even get the moniker on you. He hasn't had that. Now, granted, he's got some sussy shit that he said too, like, hey, I moved to Bulgaria, corruption's easy to access over here, and there's times where he makes it sound like he can get somebody killed, and I'm like, is that really something you want to be saying? Like, there's people who said that he has ties to the mafia, even though, like, it's not like a complete tie, you know? Like, if that was the case... Yeah, and trust me, I've tried looking as much as I can. He does not... It's so wild. It's just... The thing is, he pimped women out on webcam sites. I think we all can say that's very unethical. Like, it's just... It's not something that I would be proud about making my money on. Being a pimp is not something cool. Being a pimp or a drug dealer is easy shit. You know what I mean? Like, that's not a career that people, that rational adults can respect, you know? Like, I would be... it's one thing, okay... If you were Andrew Tate, okay, let's say that you ran a webcam business where you were webcamming or, like, pimping out girls on, like, fucking OnlyFans and taking money from desperate men on the internet, right? If we were to go to a professional setting with adults our age, not kids online, adults our age, we're all dressed up, we're suited, we're all wealthy individuals, would you be comfortable telling everybody else that was your job? You know, people in that room who could be industrialists, you know, fucking developers, a lot of that. Could you comfortably say that? That's the barometer is what I keep up to, you know? Like, if you ask me, I could be comfortable saying what I do, right? To me, that's not a respectable choice. And maybe that's where my personal biases come in, because in that regards, I'm very traditional. Like, I could never make money off a woman's back like that. Like, it's weird to me, you know? To me, I'd be a little ashamed of it, and maybe that's where, like, hey, maybe I'm a fucking retard, right? Maybe I'm being too trad, but I would be a little bit ashamed of that shit. I would genuinely be ashamed of saying that kind of stuff. But maybe that's me. You know, I couldn't, like, it's the kind of job where I couldn't tell my mother what I did, you know? Like, if my mom asked me where I got my money from, I would have to lie to her about that. It's sort of the other barometer. Like, if I can't tell my mom what I do for a living, and her approve of it, that's, you know, maybe I should find another course of living, right? Like, if my ma can't back me up, I don't know. You know what I mean? That's where it, like, fucks you a little bit. I also wouldn't feel comfortable selling fucking Hustler University. I mean, it's not on my repertoire there. I'm not gonna say Hustlers University is like a pyramid scheme. Like, again, like, I don't know the internals of that company, but hey, if you're getting people involved, and I'm not gonna say it for legal reasons. It's not really, you know, I haven't looked completely into the internals of Hustlers University, but I would not recommend anybody go to it. $50 to join a Discord of other fucking virgins trying to figure out how to get rich? Not really cool. It doesn't really make sense to me. If anything, it makes me laugh my ass off. Cause I just see a bunch of dumbasses get fucking played. That's all it looks like to me. Coffee paid the 50 because Coffee's channel is directed to it, but I'm just gonna say it like it is. Like, fucking, I'm not gonna give Kate my $50. It's not happening. Like, I'm sorry. I'm not contributing to that fucking retardation. Somebody's like, weapons? You're talking about pre-gunpowder? Hey man, weaponsmithing is a fucking career. Honestly, like, if I could pick any career I'd want, I'd probably want to fuck around with like fucking being a weaponsmith, dude. You know, crafting and playing around and like fucking, you know, learning firearms would be an interesting fucking thing. I'm a firearms kind of fan, so I know that might put me on a fucking watch list, but I've always been a fan of the whole firearms. I like guns, I like shooting guns, and I enjoy that kind of shit. Responsibly, of course. Let's not fucking pretend that I'm just, you know, responsible use of firearms, but it's like, I don't know, I could talk about why I hate gun bans all the fucking time, dude. I hate shit like gun bans and all that crap. I hate all this like weird like fucking, I hate this whole gun debate. Like I tell people all this much too. I'm like, guns, you know, like, I don't know. I get into a lot of problems when I talk to people that like just want to ban all the firearms from the world. Like, dude, okay, like, chill out there. Like, I'm a Second Amendment kind of fan, you know? I feel like what we should be doing is teaching, like, it should be mandatory to, like, teach people responsible gun usage. It's like, banning guns does really, like, I don't know about the statistics on banning guns as well as like some of my peers would in the whole state, so I'm not going to talk out of my ass on that. Obviously, banning firearms isn't going to completely help because you'll have criminals who have complete access to firearms in any capacity, especially like big mega cartels and criminal operations where like some of them can legally get weapons, you know, through like shells and all that other stuff. Like some people can legally just find firearms, you know, they can just pay their way through the system. But, like, obviously banning isn't going to get rid of that. Like, criminals do not follow laws. Alright, if you ban a gun, it's not going to affect them. Do I believe that guns should have a stringent check? I have always felt that guns should have, like, a tier checking. You know, like, if you're buying, like, if you're buying, like, a musket, you know what I mean? Like, some classic musket. Maybe that should take less checks logically than, like, if you're buying a fucking assault-style rifle, or like, really concealable handguns, you know what I mean? Like, yeah, you know what I mean? Like, if somebody wants to buy, like, a fucking 5.7 Spec Ops pistol, okay, you know what I mean? Like, maybe that should take an extra day or two in the background check. Maybe you should really make sure the person buying that is cleared, you know? That's just my belief in life. That's just where I go to. You're right, more people do die to obviously smaller caliber fucking weapons. I would say most of the shootings that I've ever read about happen with like smaller, more mundane weapons. You know, nobody's bringing like an LMG to the party. In most cases, they're bringing like fucking a Glock or like a pistol, if anything. Rarely even a 45. You know, like 45s are big, like big and chunky to bring with you. Well, most people also can't even handle a fucking 45. Have you ever shot a 45? It's it has some fucking kick to it. I'll tell you what, a fucking M1911, great pistol, but goddamn, I would fucking. That's like a pistol you take out to the range, not something I trust with on home defense, you know. Like you can feel that. It's like goddamn. There's something there. But that is one of the best pistols, though. The 1911, fucking, like, I like that. That's a chef's kiss of a fucking pistol, by the way. Is the 1911 actually even a service weapon, though? Like, is that actually, like, is that, like, the Army service weapon? I don't know if you guys got, like, I don't know if anybody here was, like, in the Army or whatever in the States, but it's, like, is the M1911, like, a service thing? I think it used to be, right? Like, it was, like, it's not anymore. What is a service weapon now for, like, for Army guys? Isn't that shit like a fucking... Huh. The M13 Berettas. The SIG Sauer, the fucking SIG is... The SIG is so impossible to get, man. But it's actually such a great pistol. It's a shame it's really tough to get here. I don't know, obviously you can get anything in the States within, good reason. I'm sure if you go down to Texas you can buy all you want, but, that is, without a doubt, one of the best fucking handguns ever made. Those Desert Eagles, though, they're like fucking engine block killers, though. Like the 50 Action Express? I'm pretty sure you can, they're designed to be, kind of vehicle disablers, right? You can just fire that shit into an engine block and fuck up a car. Last I was, reading into it, the 50 AE.
あまり長いはしない。立花って男から連絡が来るまでだ。それまでの間、頼む。もちろん。座って、とにかく頭の傷手当てしなきゃ。レーナ。
I would never take a Desert Eagle to go hunting bears with. If I'm hunting a bear, boys, I'll be real. It's a shotgun and that's it. Shotgun or a very high-power rifle. I am not fucking around with a bear. You definitely need a shotgun for the fight. You need something with kick for that. Because let me tell you, bear hunting, you need kick and that's it. If the bear gets close, you're fucked, dude. It ain't like Red Dead Redemption, boys. You're dead. The bear will kill you.
さっき、桐生さん、錦山君と兄弟の縁を切ったって言ってたよね。それって彼を巻き込みたくないからなんでしょ？今の俺は堂島組全員に追われてる。あいつはもう俺と関わらない方がいい。
Oh, the bear is a rifle. The bear is a rifle. I remember I was talking to somebody who didn't know anything about guns. They're like, could a Glock take on a bear? I'm like, the Glock might scratch the bear. You know, it might annoy the bear a little bit. The bear might go, oh, this tickles, and then it'll kill you. That's what'll happen with the Glock, my friend. The bear does not care. Okay, the bear does not give a fuck at that point.
苦しめたくない。あのね、桐生さん。一応知らせとくけど。
Yeah, I know, just aim for the eyes. It's yeah, I mean, you could. Making that shot is a lot tougher than it looks when the bear's charging at you and rocking the ground.
俺には殺しの濡れ衣が着せられている。
Oh.
殻の一坪に出た死体の件でな。それを立花が殺に手を回して。俺への捜査を抑えてくれてたんだ。
Man, if you're gonna take on any animal like that, oh man, making the shot is tough. Making any shot can be tough in that situation.
俺は殺してない。はめられたんだ。
EMP tech on a large scale? The U.S. military probably is. Guys, you're forgetting the U.S. military is the most funded thing in the world, so... They probably got EMPs. They probably got experimental weapons that you've never even dreamt of already being tested. But you know what's scarier than EMPs though? Immediately? What's scarier than the EMP is the well-coordinated cyber attack. If you can launch it, because the thing with an EMP is you're destroying technology by launching an EMP. At least with a cyber attack, you're at least, causing havoc and potentially disabling and taking over the electronics for yourself. I would even argue the logistics of an actual cyber attack does a lot more than just an EMP in general. I wouldn't doubt it, man. A lot of these pipeline hacks, a lot of these power grid hacks, you're probably going to see it a lot throughout this decade, is pipelines are getting infected, ransomware being sent to power, a lot of critical infrastructure can be fucked with, man, because of hackers now. I wouldn't be surprised if, this is going to be the norm for the next 10 years. And you know the thing is like, so I make the videos on it, and they do really well, but it's like, I feel like people still don't take into account how serious that shit really is. You know, like, I tell somebody this, okay? Imagine if your power grid gets hacked, right? It's going to be a week. If that power doesn't come back, things could really start fucking up. Like, if you start taking out serious critical infrastructures, and, you know, it's fine if they're down maybe a day or 2 or 3, but if you take it down for like a week, you're causing some serious pandemonium. Like, imagine if you took out the communications grid. Like, imagine if you took out the internet, like, grid. Like, if you took out, like, the internet, like, fucking, like, if you took out, like, a lot of the fucking, if you just took out, like, the ISPs of the U.S., could you imagine what would happen if people lost all their connectivity? All the businesses and personal, like, if they lost all their connectivities to the rest of the world for a week? 2 weeks? You know how much that would fuck shit up?
迷惑ついでに一つ頼まれてくれるか。こいつを錦に渡してほしい。
Like imagine if like agencies and like groups couldn't communicate back and forth. You know, like it would cause some serious pandemonium.
それを渡してこう伝えてくれ。
I mean, people need to like understand that this is like where the world is headed to, especially in the next 10 years. Trillions of dollars of losses. I mean, lives could be lost too, guys. Imagine if like the medical field gets hit down or like gets thrown down for like a day or like a week or 2. I mean, lives are at risk. I mean, everything could be at risk, man. You never know. If power grids go down, I mean, come on, now think about it. Guys, I don't know about you, but I have 1.8 billion yen invested into my fists, and I'm gonna fucking stick them each up your assholes. So let's go, boys. Dojima family? You think you can beat a woman and get away with it? You sick fucks. Are you bringing katanas? What the fuck is this, England? Alright, oh my, you stabbed me, bro. It's a little rude, isn't it? What the fuck? Alright, boys. Hold on a minute. Wait, let me whip out the old, oh shit, my gun isn't loaded. Fuck. I was gonna go full Texas on you guys for a minute. I was just gonna go full American. Alright, there's Skater, there's a bunch of criminals down there. Let's get rid of them. Castle Doctor, I was about to go on you, Jesus. Alright, you know, fuck you guys, I'm gonna full beast. Oh shit. God, you actual cuckolds. Alright, go back to Brawler, that's where I have most of my money put in. No! Taser, come on, buddy. You know, boys, here's my thing, okay? I wouldn't follow Andrew Tate, but I'd follow a man like Kazuma Kiryu to the end, boys. This man is a real top G. Oh shit, dude, I got the fucking long lumber. It's so weird, like people are like the mic sucks on PlayStation, and you got somebody who's like, you know, it feels like old school like YouTube videos. And I'm like, that's kind of its own homey vibe. I can't wait to watch the other Twitch streams about this kind of, like, I don't know, like streaming, everyone's got to be super professional, and I'm just like, I don't give a fuck, man. I just fire up the game and call it a day. No, I don't scam people. I do business on the straight and narrow. That's how I'm able to make billions of yen. Oh shit, they're all here ready to go, boys. Come on. Oh, you guys, you're gonna stand there, watch me take on all these bitches? Let's go. Andrew Tate just knows his like fucking he's a provocateur. He knows what to do to like rile up the feathers. I don't even think he believes half the shit he says, but you know, it is what it is. Oh, Mr. Libido was like a chapter 1 thing. Oh, you got the brass knuckles on? Oh, baby needs a training wheel? Shit, okay. Alright, hold on a minute. I got some skills that I want to be bringing out here. Let me put on some fucking... Increase your heat when I'm in a jam. The fuck? Raises my financial luck? Well, I got 2 of those? Sure, I guess I'll put on some, whatever. Let's just go in. Get out of here, sir. Got like all these fucking randos, dude. I don't need that. Oh, you got a knife? Hold on, let me give you guys a little stab, dude. Oh, you stabbed me! It's a bit rude, huh? Oh, shit, get out of here, EY. Oh, no. Did I tell you to stay down? Let me grab this son, boys. Oh, wait, shit, kettle? Nah, let's wipe him. Oh, that is such a disgusting way. Oh, no, that's gotta hurt. Oh, that's a fucked up way to get your ass kicked. I keep telling you, bro, you gotta stay down. Alright, I'll get to you in a minute. Let me just get rid of all these guys here real quick. Alright, listen. I don't want to say it, but you gotta stop it. Oh wait, you're the only one left? Oh shit, let me give you a little stab, dude. Any normal man would be gone after that, but since this is a Yakuza, why not? Get up, buddy. It's only a stab to your stomach. Oh shit, okay, somebody's eating their Rice Krispies. Alright, oh shit, sorry, I'm stabbing the air. Oh no! Wait a minute. Oh shit, smack him there. Alright, he's back down on the ground. Oh, you're fucking mad, dude. You're toasted, dude. Andrew Tate, when you talk shit about Hustlers University. Hold on, dude. Oh, you're gonna be gone after that, dude. He's got to have some severe brain damage. Oh, what you gonna do? Come on in. I thought you were a boxer, dude. What the fuck? See, I'm doing the Floyd Mayweather strat. I'm just dodging. Oh shit, he like went down. Oh, dude, come on now. Come on. Yeah, you're right. How is he wearing the glass? That's a good question. Right, come on now. Come on. Oh, dude. Okay, yeah, you gotta hit on there. Good shit. Sometimes you gotta do the Make-A-Wish strat. You know, you gotta let them win sometimes. Unlike you, I have money invested in countering. What the fuck? Oh shit, okay. You're so weak that I don't even need healing items for your ass. He's gotta be dead after this. You know, after an ass reaming like that, you shouldn't have anybody standing near you. Oh, you fucking bitch! What a wow, that's some beta shit, dude. Oh hell yeah, we got the car. Oh, all right, sweet, we got the car. Let's go. Tachibana's coming in. Oh my god, I forgot that. No normal man can live after that. Motherfucker's still alive. Oh. What color is your Bugatti? Nah, dude, that's not a Bugatti, boys. Is that like a old school... What car is that from the 80s? I feel like they're referencing something there. Honest to God, I kind of almost thinking of a Celica there for a minute. What car is that from back in the day? What would be a Japanese sports car from the 80s from that era? Like, what the... That's not a... Nah, I don't think Tachibana drives anything from Europe or something fancy. I think it's just like a... Nah, it's not a Lotus. Lotuses are kind of like bubbly on the sides. Like, they're kind of like weird, curvy. Could be a Nissan. You're right. Nah, kind of like somebody said the NSX kind of looks a bit of that. Kind of looks like the Honda of that era. No, it's not the MR2. The MR2 is nice though. That's a car I do want. I want an old school like manual Toyota MR2. That era of cars, I think that era of vehicles is just better than the current era of supercars that we have nowadays. Like the current, so here's my take on current era supercars. Like, I feel like a lot of them do just look the same. At this point, the only difference is just like the monogram or like the brand at this point. You know, it's like I saw a Corvette going down the streets, and it's a Corvette that I booked. I booked a Stingray for myself, and the Stingray, so I booked a new like C8 Stingray, and I think those are nice and everything. But it's like I saw it on the road, and I'm like, this thing kind of reminds me of like a fucking Lamborghini or like a Ferrari, or you know what I mean? Like the shape is all sort of the same. Like I saw that, and then I saw the McLaren, and I was a little I had to like look twice. You know what I mean? Like it was a little confusing to me. They all really do feel like they became the same car. So for me, I'm more interested in like the older like 90s, early 2000s cars. Like for me, what I'm kind of like, what I kind of really like is the Toyota MR2 from back in the day, and I also really like the old 911 Carrera. Like old 911 Porsche Carrera is like super duper sweet. I don't know, I'm really happy with the car that I have. Like, I have my Model S, but I have, like, my dream car that I want to keep forever, like my classic that I want to turn classic, like, 20 years down the road. I have a 2022 Mustang GT, and I'm totally happy with that car. It's a standard transmission Mustang GT, and I really like it. Like, it's, without a doubt, one of the crunchiest cars that I've driven. Once I got it in standard transmission, it feels so good to just fucking drive that. I really love the shape of the current generation Mustang. I feel like 20 years from now, my GT Mustang, like when I'm in my 40s, 50s, it'll look like a real classic that'll like stand the test of time for Mustangs. Because it's just modern enough from the inside and outside to match to today's standards, but it's got sort of, it still like keeps that classic, you know what I mean? Like, it's got that classic... It's not like a 2000, like, early 2000 era Mustang. Or, like, not too early 2000, like the 90s... Yeah, early 2000, late 90s Mustang, which was just, like... yeah, manual transmission, or standard. I'm good at my gear shifting. I don't see myself fucking up my gear or transmission after a while. I started on a manual transmission. Like, the Mustang manual transmission, you literally cannot stall it. all the new like supercars, like the thing with the Corvette that kind of gets me is like all these like my Model S like Tesla still outspeeds all of them. So it's like I just don't understand the reason for it, you know, like I've already like outsped those cars class wise, horsepower wise, and I'm not spending like hundreds of bucks on gas. So it's like if I want that experience of like if I want that like crunchy like manual experience, I have like a good muscle car, but like fucking if I wanted to race some fucking Lambo douche down the road, I could do it in a Tesla and still win. Like it's like no matter what acceleration I got you on, and my car's like horsepower is still reaming yours. So it's I don't understand. Like it's whatever. That's the one thing I'll give or any electric car for. I don't think it's just Tesla. It's just the instant torque. That's what really like fucking changes the game. So here's my thing with like electric cars. The only reason I ended up getting the Tesla for the electric was because I liked the tech inside it, because I thought it was kind of cool to have a car that could auto steer, even though I never used the feature because still don't trust in AI. I do like the way the Model S looks because it looks like an actual executive class car, like something that's, you know, proper sized vehicle. The thing with electric cars, it's like, so before Tesla, you just had these like weird looking like fucking electric vehicles, you know, like these weird like compacts, like these weird designs. And it's like, you know, BMW, had they capitalized, could have made a lot of fucking money. Mercedes, Ford, a lot of these companies could have made a lot of money if they just made like normal looking sedans, like sedans you want to drive on the streets with batteries in them, you know? Like it took Tesla the fucking time to come up and say, hey, okay, we're gonna make a car, but it's gonna look like it's not gonna look like some fucking it's not gonna look like a soccer mobile on wheels, you know? Like I don't understand like why electric manufacturers are like that. Man, retro modding sounds really, really cool though, but it depends on the vehicle. Like fucking, it would be really fucking sick to have an electric Toyota MR2. Could you imagine like the fucking shape of the MR2 and people be surprised that it's super quiet yet it has like instant torque? Yo, that would be like a dream fucking car though. Like if you take like the battery capacity of like a Tesla or like an electric car and like put it into an MR2 and just fucking zip down the road. Bro, that would be the shit. Old school Skyline GTR, electric would be kind of sick. Would be kind of sexy, no lie. Is manual hard to learn? Not at all. I could probably teach that for you in a fucking day. Like the manual transmission is not. You'll probably stall the car a few times, but you'll figure it out. It's not a difficult thing. It's people say that it's annoying when you're driving in the city or streets, and I don't really see it just because it's second nature to me. Like pop it into first, let it go, fucking drive. I mean, like what? Taking it off is the only like annoying aspect. Once you're on like a highway, like a manual transmission might as well be an auto. Like. You keep it on like 5th or 6th. Worst case scenario, pump that shit back down to like 5, 4 when you need to like accelerate. I don't know. ここはカムロ町の中で唯一登場界の目が届かない場所でね。アジア界って呼ばれている。聞いたことないか? Like when you're driving a manual transmission, think about it like this. So the manual transmission, right? All you have to do is make sure, like, when you're stopping your car, just pop the clutch and put it in neutral and just, like, stop the car there. If you forget, you're going to stall your car as soon as you hit stop, because once you go below those rotations, the rotations for your engine, once you're, like, below a certain threshold, you're just going to stall your car out. Then you'll look like a dumbass, and you'll have to start it up and, go back from the first. Not difficult. Not at all. You could learn it in like a day or two. Do I think, trains? Man,
You know how much I'd fucking jack off for high-speed rail? Could you imagine having a high-speed rail that could, like, get you to, like, massive city centers across the country? I'd be fucking jacking off for that shit, dude, but the auto industry would never allow that. I'm here. Yeah, it's working. Alright, we had a little power problem, I think. That was something. A little power issue. Are we back? Perfect. Alright, I'm just gonna chill, play some more Yakuza. Power went out, which fucking sucked ass, but thankfully we were in the middle of a chapter of change, so here we are, boys. Chapter 10, A Man's Worth. Oh, thanks for 120 people watching tonight. That's kind of fucking wild on this dead-ass Twitch channel. Even though these streams are boring as fuck because I'm not fucking running some crazy trains and all that stuff. Oh, great. Is Tachibana gonna be alright? I don't know, bro. He, like, ran into somebody. How about we ask if that person's alright? Oh shit, dude needs dialysis.
腎臓のことがなきゃ多分立花不動産ってそれでこれからどうする全部社長が目覚ましてからのことだ
Yeah, they need to make a Yakuza prequel with just Kuze, like a Yakuza 0 prequel with him. I would so fucking play that.
この界隈に住んでんのはアジア系の外国人だ堂島組あんたらはそんなとこにも顔が利くのか俺も社長も日本人じゃないからな
You guys aren't Japanese? What are you? I think they're Koreans. I think these guys are Korean, actually. Hold on, let me just do some broadcast option.
俺たちはもともと在日中国マフィアだ。だから
出身はマフィアか。初めて聞くな。
別に隠してたわけ。
You know you can find the Yakuza like Kobe headquarters? They like live in a suburb. You literally, they're on Google Maps, like they literally live in the suburbs. They have their compound there. And there's like 3 dudes always standing outside in front of the street view car giving it the finger. That's like a thing, you can actually look it up too. Like the Yakuza literally, like they live in plain sight. Like, you know how like the cartel compounds they have to like hide themselves? These guys literally just have like, you go to, it's like a nice neighborhood in Kobe. Like every house is normal, and then you find the one house with like a security door in the front and like 17 like cameras, like CCTV cameras like watching. And then you've got like fucking 3 kids out in front, like just like, you know, the grunts. It's kind of fucking, it's a vibe, dude. It's insane. Well, the anti-Yakuza laws, you gotta think, like, you're never gonna get rid of a criminal enterprise, right? That's one thing. The Yakuza, it's like, they'll tell you, oh, they're getting older, oh, they're fucking, oh, their membership is dying out, yet somehow they're still one of the largest transnational criminal organizations, and their revenues have only been going up. Like, okay, where the fuck does the correlation come into play here? So wait, you're telling me they're dying, yet as they're dying, they're making record profits and revenues year after year, right? Okay, sure, I guess. That makes a lot of sense. Hey guys, that drug war is really going on. Yet hold on a second. We're somehow sending out more drugs and making more money, okay? Sure.
ソロジェリー、大変名誉、斬新実数を。
陈先生可不喜欢黑帮，这点你们也应该很清楚。
It's like you go to like, it's like you tell me the mob is dying. I'm like, if the mob was dying, alright, motherfucker, are you insane? Like, you see all the construction scams that are going on? Have you been to Las Vegas, the biggest money laundry in the world for the mob? What the fuck? The mob is stronger than ever. In fact, the mob might be one of the strongest organizations in the world. It's like, you gotta think about like criminal organizations like this. They've consolidated into massive powers, right? Like, if you look at it, you've got transnational like criminal operations, like you've got the Yakuza, you've got the mob, you've got the cartels, you've got, you know, you've got all these mega organizations with one de facto leading group that basically interacts with the other de facto leading group of the other organization. I mean, at the end of the day, like, all these organizations are just underground, like, corporations that are constantly working with one another. That's it. The point of a criminal operation is to make money, right? Make money with the least amount of attention you can. So when the government and politicians and the police of Japan are saying, hey guys, the Yakuza is dying, I don't think it is dying, because they're making a crap ton of money. If anything, they're just getting quieter, they're getting smarter. They're basically being told to, like, call their shit, stop making as much noise and notoriety, so that we don't look embarrassing to the rest of the world. If you're running a criminal outfit, the fucking quieter you are, the better you are, obviously. You know, there's only so much that, like, it's so weird, right? Like, you have, like, those Mexican cartels that are just hanging people off on, like, fucking overpasses. And then you've got, like, other, like, more smart organizations that are sticking close to the shadows. It's like, you can't be so out and about. I mean, unless you own the entire country, then that's different, right? Like, what's the rating on Mexico? How much of it is, like, completely ungoverned? Like, government owns what of Mexico versus the cartels? Brother, you don't have to donate. I literally am on, like, my PlayStation DualSense mic. It's just, it's a shitty microphone, I admit it, but I'm not plugging it. I'm laying in bed playing this game. I mean, the Mexican cartel proved it, right? The army sent in, like, a bunch of people to, like, Sinaloa, and the cartel over there was just like, fuck it, we'll just block off the city and fight you guys on the streets. And they ended up winning because, obviously, the fucking cartel has more money to put into their defense than, you know, the military of Mexico, surprisingly.
それでも我々は別に困らんね。待ってください。橘不動産からの上がりはアジア街にとってもでかいはずです。今までうちとアジア街はいい取引をしてきました。取引は対等なものだった。こちらも金に見合うだけの情報承知しています。なら
I think law enforcement agencies have just come to realize that it's sometimes better to have like one mega criminal operation than letting them splinter off into more violent groups and causing more chaos. It's like, you're never really going to stop crime, you know? Like, the whole drug war is completely stupid because it's like, has it ever stopped a kilo of cocaine from really entering? Has it stopped the flow of drugs? No. Has it stopped any? No.
ここに桐生さんをかくまうことはできません。でも社長。
I didn't see what happened in TJ today. Did they turn into a fucking war zone? What? Which one runs TJ? Like, I follow the cartels a fair bit. I think it's like a Jalisco Nuevo Generation or something, right? They run it?
Yeah.
That guy's a scary motherfucker. The El Mencho guy? That's the new scary drug lord. Nobody will talk about El Mayo or whatever because he lives in the shadows. He knows how to do it smart. He's real quiet. I think Mencho as well too because I think they just live out in the mountains. Like, you're never really going to find them when they're hiding out in the mountains like that.
それなら西公園で身を隠すのが良いかと。
西公園。
ホームレスのたまり場になっています。あそこなら同時も。
わかった。それにしても、今は逃げ回るのと手一杯だな。
See, that's just fucking scary, man. Like, you hear all that stuff about like Mexicans illegally coming into the U.S. and like fucking, they'll take all the risks of getting caught, and then you hear where they're coming from and like the shit they have to deal with, and it's like, man. It makes me sad too, because Mexico is a beautiful country, and Mexican people are very hardworking and very, very good people. And it's just a shame their country is overtaken by, like, such a disgusting business that keeps them in fear, you know? And I really do wish the best for the people over there. I hope one day, as unlikely as it is, that kind of stuff tends to stop a little bit, because it's like, you know... I don't know, it's like, I follow a lot of the cartel stuff, but then as you follow it, you kind of get exposed to a lot of the people that are the victims of it, the average Joe, the civilian, the local politician that tries to make it better, and they just end up getting killed or hurt in the process, and it's such a fucking sad thing to witness, too. Because you know what the Mexican people and the Mexican, like, country can do with the world, you know? It's just a shame the people that are in power are psychopaths. If you ask me, like, I think the only logical thing to any cartel guy is a bullet to the head, simple as that. Like, no fucking prison, no fucking, you know, don't cross, go and collect your $200. If you're part of a criminal terrorist organization like that, the simple, you get a shot to the head and that's it. Like, you're going out. I'm not fucking wasting money to rehabilitate you in prison, loser. Like, what the fuck? Like, if you're out there terrorizing children, men and women, in your community like that, you deserve a shot to the head. I don't even give a fuck. Like, I don't care if that sounds psychopathic or whatever. Like, I'm sorry, dog. If you're doing that, if that's your hustle, if you're a drug pusher, if you're a terrorist like that, you deserve a shot to the head, no questions asked, and fucking wiped off the face of the earth. Yeah, that sounds fucked up. Think about all the horror they're inflicting on their community. You know. What they do is not a victimless crime, okay? Pushing drugs and violence into your community like that should net you one reward, and that's a fucking bullet to the head. That's it. I'm not like, if you're out there killing men, women, and children and harming your community like that, you deserve to get fucking wiped. I think there should be severe punishments for people doing that kind of shit. You know, like, when it comes to the drug policy, my politics are always like, you should probably decriminalize, like, small amounts, because here's the thing, anybody taking drugs, if you're addicted to it, you should be thrown into, like, a rehabilitation course. You should be, like, sent to something like that. I would rather money be put to, like, get people off of drugs. Because sending somebody to jail for doing crack or heroin does not solve the problem, okay? You haven't addressed the issue there. You know what I mean? But, you know, those people should get the help. If you're pushing that kind of stuff on your community, literal poison, well, at that point, you need to absolutely pay the price. You need to have severe sentences for that. I'm not talking just pussy like 5 years in prison. You need to fucking go for life. Shit, bring back the fucking death penalty for these hardcore types. You're not going to rehabilitate a hardcore career criminal. At that point, you're putting a rabid dog down. That's it. You need to make sure that the fucking, like, in society, you need to make sure that the actual, like, punishment is known to these people. If they know that they're going to get slaps on the wrist for the kind of shit that they do, they're going to keep on doing it. But the moment one drug lord realizes that they're not only getting sent over there, they're dying a fucking death, if like, the person under the boss knows that they're going to be shot dead working for them, at that point they realize, maybe I'll go do something more legit, because this is a fucking death sentence. And that's it. Death scares anybody. The whole, like, sending people to jail for smoking pot or, like, you know, fucking doing cocaine, that doesn't really help the problem, you know? Like, that just builds up a ghetto. And I'm sure that's great for the prison complex because they get free labor that way, but, like, that doesn't address the core problem, you know? Like, what do you get from sending an addict, like a meth addict, to, like, jail? You get nothing. You literally don't get anything out of it. It's like, it's a completely stupid thing to do. However, I think anybody that, like, is pushing that kind of poison or destroying the fabric of our society like that should absolutely face some very severe punishments. The whole pedophile stuff too, like, oh man, getting into that debate, like, I definitely believe anybody that's offending, like, if you harm kids, you absolutely should be sent to fucking prison, long time, death penalty, that kind of shit. Like, you are harming the youth like that, you sick fucking pervert. Now, when it comes to people that have thoughts like that, I feel like you definitely need to send them to, like, if you get red flags like that, you know people who are, like, non-offending pedophiles, you absolutely should send them to a fucking, like, rehabilitation course. Like, 100%. Like, you need to get those thoughts out of your head. You need to, like, you need to, like, have some proper professional, like, therapy for that kind of shit. That's one thing that I think people should do. Like, so if you genuinely have thoughts like that, there needs to be a better way. And I don't know how to do it, but there needs to be a better way where you can have somebody, like, come in and, you know what I mean? Like, they need to have ways for this kind of shit. They need to have, like, they need to have a way for anybody that hasn't broken the law to get some form of help. I don't know, man. Nowadays, with, like, all this fucking, I don't know, you just, it's such a fucking weird land, like, fucking world to get into. Yeah, I remember making fun of Lolicon, and the guys were like, these motherfuckers defending it were just like, it's not actually, like, real human beings. I'm like, it's not the fact that it's not real human beings. Think about where it leads to, you know? Like, okay, so you're jacking off to lowly shit, right? Like, these underage-looking characters. After that, what do you do? Where does it evolve to? Like, is that where it stops, or does it go anywhere from there? You know? Like, that's the question you should be kind of asking yourself. Oh god, I just can't do shit right now. Oh, the U.S. prison service is fucking ass. I mean, they're literally designed to lock you up and use you as free slave labor. Let's not pretend it's anything but. I don't know. I talk about politics and it just pisses me off because every time I discuss anything about politics, like everyone gets into such like a fucking a team sports mentality about it. Like I know people don't like Hassan Piker, and so people are like, Muda, how can you be friends with a guy like that? And I've always said this too. I've even said this to Hassan's face. I'm like, I don't agree with like 90. Like I don't agree with a shit ton of your politics. You know, like the whole like communism, the whole aspect of like I don't agree with a lot of it. Like I don't agree with any of that shit because it doesn't make sense to me, right? Like I've always agreed that I'm like a capitalist, within reason, right? Like that's the system that I know the most, and that's it. But I've always been able to respect a man that can debate, you know, and have a discussion with me, even if we don't agree with something. That's about the one big thing I can give anybody. Like he'll be willing to have like a debate about these things. And he said this to me too. He's like, listen, the problem is like politics becomes a team sports problem because you have people who don't know what they're talking about that just choose their side because that's the side that they've aligned to. So they'll agree with everything. So everyone is now more extreme than they ever have been. You can't have a nuanced discussion about anything with anybody. You know? Like, even as somebody that, like, I know, like, the capitalist system works for me, but I agree that there's problems with it. I say that to somebody, and they're like, oh, well, so you're turning into a commie on me. I'm like, no. I said that I like our system, but it has problems. But if you're too much of a bitch to fucking, you know, speak like an adult about it, then sure, we can, you know, I guess keep it to ourselves. I don't know. Yeah, the whole politics accusation is wild too. Like, it's interesting because like if I look at my belief set, right? Like my belief set is I'm like I'm always a very I can't say that I'm like entirely like super like hardcore like left, you know? Like that's not me. Like if I had to give you my political like stance, I obviously have really traditional beliefs, you know? Like, I have, like, beliefs. I believe in, like, a one-family unit. I think about, like, hey, you know, like, keep my relationships monogamous, all that kind of bullshit. You know, all of that. Like, that's where I kind of stand to. You know, I keep things very much on that traditional level. And then you get into talking about gay stuff, and I'm like, I'm always an LGBTQ-friendly person. I've never understood why that becomes such a big debate lately. It's like, why can't you let somebody live their life the way they felt like living? It's like, you get into the whole trans argument and everything, and then it's like, I don't know. It becomes like I'm one of those people. I'm like, if it doesn't affect my life, I just don't care. You know. I mean, like I don't have an issue with people who are in like polyamorous things, but mine has always been like a single relationship. I have people peddle the idea like, hey, you want to try open stuff, and I'm like, that's not for me. Like, it just isn't. I mean, I was called a prude about it once, and I was just like, you can say that all you want. That never works for me. Like, it just doesn't make any sense to me. No disrespect to anybody that does make it worse. Like, it works. Like, clearly it works for you. You live your life the way you want to live it. I guess. It's like people are like, what do you think about trans people? And I'm like, I just don't care. I think if you live your life the way you want to live it, it's fine, right? Like, and now we get this whole debate of like, should, you know, like the whole like child stuff and everything. And I'm just like, man, my thing about children is like, if you're gonna like, we don't let kids drink or do a lot of this stuff. It's like maybe, I don't know, maybe we should all sit down and have a discussion about this instead of yelling at each other. Yelling really doesn't get you anywhere. I don't know. The whole discussion about all these arguments is kind of insane. I'm just one of those things where I'm like, hey, if you're an adult, you live your life the best way you want to live it. When you get kids kind of involved in something, it becomes a bit of a hazy thing for me to get into, you know? So, the other thing, too, with the LGBT stuff that kind of, like, wilds me out with a lot of these communities is, like, I remember that movie Lightyear came out, right? Like, and they had that one, like, kiss scene, and there was people making out, like, oh, this is gonna, like, groom kids into believing a light. I'm like, dude, it's, like, one kiss. It's not like they were having, like, full frontal sex on screen. That's where, like, it really kind of weirded me out. I'm like, if we're gonna ban, like, those two people kissing on a movie, we should ban, like, all the straight stuff, too, right? Like, either all of it's okay or none of it's okay kind of mentality. Like, that's where I was. I'm like, I don't understand, like, how, like, two same-sex people kissing or sharing affection on, like, a screen is such a big deal. It's like, if a kid sees that, yeah, it's whatever, like, isn't that... I mean, that's something that happens in today's world. You know, it's not like what they're witnessing is like literal sex on screen, guys. What the fuck? Like, I don't understand like why we get so toasted about this kind of shit. Like, if my kid was ever like, "Hey, Dad, what is that about?" I'm like, "Well, that's just two guys, and they are together. It's a thing that happens in the world." You know, that's what I would say. Like, I mean. Well, Jesus Christ. I mean, it's like, if you want to live your life in a certain way, you can't, right? It's just, I don't know. It's a weird thing, too, right? Like, and I can't pretend that I'm, like, super, like, I understand all the nuances of all these things, right? Like, anytime you involve kids into this debate, I just wish, like, like, I'd rather wait for more of the science to come out and talk about it as a community together versus fucking have a pissing match than anything else. I don't know, man. Lately there seems to be a little bit of the trans people keep getting thrown into the entire, like, mix. Like, they're just, like, I just can't stop hearing about all of that. So it's been something. The thing with the whole, like, the trans argument and all the LGBTQ kid stuff is that I kind of think that back in the day, and I'm like, that wasn't ever really on my mind as a child, so it feels really foreign to me. Because as a kid, I never really thought about relationships in general, you know? Like, I never thought about that until I was, like, at the age of, like, 12, you know? Like, I never thought about, like, hey, I want to, you know, just, like, I never thought about being with a girl until I was, like, you know, maybe, like, even later than 12, 13, you know? Like, the interest of, like, just sexual interest for me back then was, like, that late. You know, I just don't understand, like, how we're kind of lowering the age or all that right now. It's just, I feel like when you come to educating them, like, teaching them that all these relationship types exist makes sense. But then it's like, you know, bringing up all the sexual stuff, and it's like, there's got to be, like, a bit of a different age for that, you know? Especially when they're a little bit older. The trans people in the sports argument is something that I've been looking at, and I don't know the metrics on it, because I don't really follow it too much, but it's one of those things where it's like, so the men transition to the women, right? So you get the male to female, and it's those like women that are dominating the sports, right? It's tough because obviously, like, let's not pretend there's some inherent differences physically. Like, I know it's a hot take nowadays to say that, but there are some glaring physical differences between biological men and biological women. I'm not a doctor, so I don't know, like, how those changes are, how much those changes will really, like, factor, depending on how you transition, whether you did it before puberty, you know, whether you developed. Like, there's so many factors to this, right? But it's just like, in the sports argument, when we're talking about a real competition sport, where, like, money, fame, and prestige is on the line, and maybe there needs to be some re-looking or reassessment on some of this stuff. Because it really does matter on, like, I think when the transitions occur, right? Like, when you, obviously, like, if you're somebody that's young and you've taken, like, puberty blockers and a lot of those things, I'm pretty sure your development as a person, physically, is a lot different than somebody that's, say, been exposed to, like, those hormones after they've developed, say, as a man, right? See, like, if you have trans men and trans women in their own competition, the problem then becomes that they don't have then you're not then you can't say, oh, trans women are women or trans men are men, right? Because you've now officially segregated them into their own pool. So you come at like that's the big argument, right? That's the thing that everyone needs to figure out how you can get working. And I don't know if there's necessarily an answer. It would be one thing if we could develop like a magical pill that could let you just switch your gender on the fly, you know? Like that would be like the fucking optimal like, hey, you know, fucking amazing solution. But it's not how the world or the human body works. So there's got to be a lot more compromises that are made. I don't know, man. It takes. I think there needs to be like a lot more medical research and a lot more doctors involved. And the thing about it is like the way that I'm talking about it like now. I think we need to have like a proper actual debate instead of like having like pissing matches. Because every time I see this topic being debated, it becomes a big pissing match between both sides. And I've never seen people learn or like concede or like talk about hey. Or, I don't know. People bring like common sense into this mix too. If you ask me personally, I don't think like a trans person's life should be turned into a political spectacle. To me, like a trans person is just like any other person. Like as far if you live your life, here's my philosophy on life, right? Like if you're suppressed and like you feel that you can't live your life the way you want to, then I feel like everybody loses. You know? Who am I to tell you what's right or wrong or how you should live and not live your own personal life and your own choices? At that point, like, I'm just a fucking asshole. Like, I feel like everyone loses if that's the case. You thought that chocolate milk came from brown cows? I thought so too. Don't worry about that one. You weren't the only one that thought that way. You were not the only human being that ever believed that. That was me as well. I don't know. That's my stuff on life too. I'm also like, I guess if you ask me on the political spectrum, like I probably sound pretty leftist on that, but then like I guess to some people I sound like a right-wing Nazi if I just say that I feel like pedophiles deserve like a death sentence. You know what I mean? Like I thought that's like my general take. I'm like I don't think pedophile like people that harm kids should be fucking put into society. I feel like they should be removed from put in prisons for that kind of shit. Like, I don't know, it's so wild, like, fucking, I've heard, like, I'm a reactionary, like, fucking Nazi, right-wing, alt-right adjacent person for some beliefs that I've had, and I'm like, I thought they were just common sense, but sure. Then again, like, if, like, my take on Andrew Tate would put me as a left-wing commie in some cases. It's like, if I told you, yeah, I can't respect a man that pimps out women, and, I don't believe that Andrew Tate's, like, masculinity is normal or like cool. Like by saying that, people are like, so you're one of those left-wing pussies. I'm like, how? Because I don't agree with the guy's like weird take on masculinity. No. Well, I guess that puts me on some weird spectrum in your eyes, right? Like shit. You ask my friend circle that, and that just makes you a normal human male. But sure, I guess. Sure. That's why I don't even get into the like if somebody gets that toasted about politics with me, I just don't even care. I'm like, I don't give a fuck. Get mad all you want. I'm just gonna live my life, have fun, call it a day. Done. The thing about like pedophilia is it just becomes a cycle, and it's like you gotta stop it, man. You gotta make an example out of anybody that would harm a child like that. Simple as that. Like, you just can't. Like, it's not...
to me, that's not even like a point. I'm not gonna like ever stop that point. Like, if you think that I'm a fucking nut job for wanting that, then agree to disagree, because I don't believe that that should ever be a tolerable thing in society. I don't believe it should ever be tolerable to allow harm to a child or somebody of that nature. I don't believe that you should ever tolerate disrespect or like harming a woman of any of that case. You know what I mean? I don't believe women are just breeder boxes. I believe in like women at least like, you know, fucking being on the same level as a guy, empowered to fucking, you know, do their own things, live their life, chase a career. Like, what the fuck? I thought these were normal things. I thought this was like a normal belief set, but apparently now it's like fucking hot takes upon hot takes. Like, fuck me, dude. I believe giving people respect. Like, this guy's about to beat up a homeless dude. You see that shit in real life and you fucking knock someone's teeth out. Simple as that. Like, you break that motherfucker's face for harming the fucking poor like that. What the fuck? Like, what kind of a sick fuck would harm a poor person like that? Somebody living down on their luck? And you're gonna fucking buzz them? These motherfuckers should have their fucking throats caved in. Like, that makes no fucking sense at all. Like, these people need to have their fucking, like, these people need to have their fucking heads caved in for their kind of belief sets. I don't even, like, that kind of shit you should never tolerate. Alright, boys, let's fucking fuck these homeless hunters up. Alright, so first things first, we're gonna make sure they can't walk. Like, this guy's gonna be fucking... Oh, no, this guy definitely is not walking. He's gone. He's wasted. No. Oh, that guy's spine is busted, dude. So right there, he's got brain damage, and this is just death. Like, at that point, you've fucking shattered his, like, spine in. Here, let me grab your boy's bat. You're lucky you guys were even able to, like, fucking get up slightly. The way that Kiryu just did you in, you guys should be dead. I don't think the Google AI was sentient. It's just a really good fucking chat model based on the massive data farms that Google has had for the last few years. Will I ever finish Deus Ex Mankind? Maybe I'll do it on stream, dude. Oh fuck. Oh, did he kill him? Well, I mean, it was your right, brother. Go for it. Oh, they're alive. Okay, thank God. Can I say this game looks pretty decent for a PS3 title? That gets me going about, like, graphics nowadays. I just don't care too much about, like, high-end graphical techniques as much as I care about, like, art style. There's some games with an art style that just stand up the test of time. This game looks pretty good for a PS3 title.
It still looks decent now, like lighting wise and everything. Yeah, Yakuza 0 is a PS3 game that like was released on the PS4 for us. It's PS3 in Japan and PS4 in Japan. But yeah, this is based on the old PS3 engine, and the newer games are built on the Dragon engine, which is like, you know, the graphics are night and day better.
そうか。すまん。そいつは今どこにいる？公園の出口に車止めてる。気になるなら行ってみな。
Do I prefer turn-based in 7? Yeah, I like the turn-based combat in 7 for sure. The only reason like I'm okay with it in the franchise going forward is like I'm cool with Yakuza games being turn-based, but I'm cool now that they have Judgment, which is still like the classic beat 'em up. If you ask me, I think Judgment's the better game. Lost Judgment is better than Yakuza 7 Like a Dragon. You guys got to give it a try.
まあね。
いや、いい宿が見つかった。
社長は今ある。
あると。
実はお前もよく知ってる場所。もう準備できてるなら車に乗ってくれ。
I need a minute. Let me get some more money.
いや、待ってくれ。準備してくれ。
そう。
Nah, Yakuza 7's got a lot of content. Like, it's got as much content as Zero, and Zero's like a content fucking machine. No, I don't know. I think the turn-based is good. I'm a turn-based kind of fan, though, so I'm a little biased. I think it adds like a. It definitely adds a lot of like You're definitely not just mashing buttons anymore, is what I'll say. But that's why we have Judgment. Judgment still has that classic beat 'em up, so you're not completely left with nothing. Let me see. I need money here. Hold on. Business. Payout ready. Let's get to the payout here. Ryonics, bro, we don't really, like, if you're gonna, like, cause the problems with, like, other people in the chat here, I don't think that's, like, really, like, okay, like, it's one of those things, the politics and everything, like, if you're actually being, like, you know, phobic about things, then we need to kind of call that a little bit back. Okay, 1.4 billion, holy shit. Dude, playing the game this way makes it so much fucking easier. Oh my god. Playing the game in this fashion makes it so much fucking easier, dude. What are my thoughts on Sonic games? Oh, Sonic games? They're pretty shitty for the most part when they're 3D. But the 2D stuff is great. Sonic Mania was a great time. I can't say that I'm fucking hyped solid for Sonic Frontiers, but you know, we'll see how it goes. I'm gonna make XJX a mod for tonight. Just because the chat's like, we're having a fucking, it's getting like insane in a fucking 5 a.m. Yakuza stream of all things. Like, Jesus Christ. We're trying to play a game about fucking crime bosses, alright? Let's not. Yeah. It's all like fucking relax, calm down, play fucking Yakuza. Look, I have 1.1 billion yen. You want to talk about capitalism? Let's bring it up in this game, boys. I literally just sat there landlording my ass to 1.1 billion. And now in the game's lore, I'm going to stick it all up my asshole and get stronger. Just watch. You want to learn how to increase your power? Put 1 billion fucking yen right into your ass cheek. And now I'm ready to kick ass, boys. Literally, chapter 10, 4.9 billion invested there. Let's fucking go. So I don't understand how, like, in Yakuza, guys, like, fucking, so what, Kazuma is, like, a multi-billionaire at this point, and then the next game he's, like, poor? Like, I don't really, it's just, it's a little tough. A little hard pill to swallow, if you will. Well, remember, this is like fucking, yeah, wait, Ichiban from 7 is technically homeless, but he also is the president of, like, one of the biggest companies in, like, Yokohama, so, like, what the fuck? I'm a huge sucker for that kind of stuff in video games. I love grinding, like, out side quests. It's just, like, all... You know, the thing that really feeds into the gameplay for this is all the sub-stories, the grinding, all of it feeds into your character, so... It's really cool to fucking see that in this. Yeah, 7's business is super easy to do. 7's business will just get you fucking... At that point, money becomes, like, trivial. It's like the, you know the Paradise VR game from Judgment? I don't know if they have it on Lost Judgment. I don't even think I got to that. But, like, the money farming in Judgment was super duper easy. Like, look at this one. I can just ignore the whole battle. Like, throw out this money. You guys chase that. Okay, cool. You know, take your little beans. And let me go back to the actual game. Are they bullying this guy? Oh, come on, dude. Alright, we're gonna fight you guys. I'm gonna regret this. Sure, bro, let's go. The Dojima family. Alright, buddies. God damn. Fucking... Those guys are just standing there, like, watching his buddy get ass reamed. Alright, come on, buddy. Let's not be that neurodivergent about it. Alright, up into the wall. Ah, boom. Oh, shit. Oh, let me grab this. No, little London. Oh, yeah. Holy shit, no, that's gone. Yeah, Kazuma's never killed a man, by the way. Canadian equalization payments? I've never heard about the Canadian that's a little new. That's the first time I'm hearing about it, actually. I've never been against some social programs to help out the average person out there, that's for sure. Yo, if you guys have never played this game, do me a favor and buy a Yakuza game. You're gonna love that fucking choice, man. You know, I bought this game during a really bad time in my life, like fucking super depressed, fucking girlfriend, like fucking I was cheated on, bad shit going on. I had a flight to Japan, actually, and I totally just fucking, I had the whole ticket and everything. I was at the airport, and I just, like, got back in my car, and I was just driving home. I couldn't even, like, go to, like, another country. I was just super fucking fucked. And I ended up just getting a game to shut down and play it for a little bit. You know, like, you know when you're, like, super depressed and you're just like, I'm just gonna lay down and play on a video game, and play a video game for, like, the next few days? This is the game that I bought, ironically, after missing a flight to Tokyo. And then I just played this for a day or two, and, you know, I was like, God damn. Fuck that bitch. I'm moving on with life. I'm all dick for Kiryu now. I think I'm gay. That's what I did. I was like, fuck it. And then I fell in love with this franchise, and I just bought game after game. I was like, I just needed something to like burrow myself into, you know, fucking stop dealing with the shit, and I played this, and that was it. I was like, like, you know, I was like, fuck this cheater, okay? Fuck this cheating piece of crap. Kazuma Kiryu would never cheat on me. So that's why I'm gonna play this. Fuck it. Oh man, I let Kiryu fuck me. Majima seems like he would fucking... Majima seems like he's a rough player, dude. Yeah, I mean, I'd rather play the game than drinking from a bottle and, like, you know, doing a drug or something. Rather just play a video game. I was just at home. I had it plugged up to my television. I just played for a day or two. I was just like, you know, no work. I'm gonna call off work. I'm gonna not upload, not do anything. I'm just gonna play some video games, and that's what I did for a whole fucking week straight. I just stayed down and I played some Yakuza, and probably one of the best little cures.
それでも交渉ってのはいつだってやりようがある。先に降りてくれ。社長のいる場所に案内されるはずだ。いくらなんでも無茶だ。社長は賞賛があってここにいるわけだが、危ねえ橋渡ってんのも承知の上だ。
Dude, the 40 series NVIDIA GPUs, yeah. I have a 3090 though, so I don't know if I'm like gonna go buy a 40 series one. I'm just gonna wait for the 50 series because I have a 3090, which is like it's gonna last me for a long fucking time, really. Like I don't think something new in it is really. There's not really. I don't know. It's just. I would be excited if I didn't have the 3090, I guess. If I still had my 2070, I'd be like, oh, cool. You know, big generational change. But a 3090 to whatever the fucking next-gen card will be is not that big of a deal. Honest to God, this 2070 still could have lasted me a long time, because if I think about the games that I play, it's shit like Rainbow Six Siege, which the 2070 Ti was still a fucking overkill for. I really do like some of the technologies NVIDIA has made, like DLSS, which makes playing some of these like high fidelity games a lot easier on like lower end cards with how they do like their fucking artificial like intelligence based upscaling. You know, the stuff like AMD FSR 2.0 is really cool. That's what I'm super duper excited about. Like, I'm actually just going to make a video showing people, like, how you can run, like, games at 480p and have them look like they're running at 1080p. Like, it's kind of insane how good that AI is. Oh, the AMD FSR 2.0 is really good. Like, I saw a Cyberpunk thing. Like, Cyberpunk uses 1.0, which is really shit. But I found some mod that replaces it with 2.0, and it just, like, makes the game look so fucking, like, good. It used to be like we used to natively render 4K, which is such a waste of GPU processing. So it's better to like upscale it in the methods that we have now, so you can run games at like 1440p, 1080p, and upscale them with very, very little artifacting. Dude, I don't know when GTA 6 is gonna be, dude. I think maybe 2025, but, you know, who knows? It's gonna break the internet, though, that's what I know. Yeah, we got, like, Cinnamon Toast Ken coming on in the next day. I'm trying to get Gideon on. We'll see when he's free. Pyro's a little busy, so kind of just busy. Man, I think, listen, dude, I think the PC, like, building time is actually pretty good recently. The prices are pretty good as they are. So I would go out and buy a PC. I would go out and build the stuff I would go out and build a PC if you could. The stock is getting more available, at least where I live, so. I guess it depends. Like, where I'm in North America, like, I can buy the parts that I want. I mean, it's just starting to get better. I don't know. I think it's like I'm comparing this to the market a year and a half ago, so anything is a fucking paradise compared to that era. Did I finish SMT5? No, dude. I actually installed it onto my Steam Deck so I can just replay SMT5. I was playing it and then I just had like work come in and I just couldn't. I just downloaded Spider-Man onto my Steam Deck, which I'm super excited to play again. Gotta just say, Steam Deck for me has been like the most played thing in my like repertoire. I love the deck, dude. It's probably gonna be like a video soon where it's gonna be like my most played gaming device for the last few months is the Steam Deck. Absolutely great piece of kit. Yeah, I wish we could get a fucking Bully game. I don't think they could release Bully based on all the controversy they'd get now. Yeah, if you're a Switch gamer, Steam Deck makes the most sense. Like, the Steam Deck is just... The only downside to it is the battery. The battery is terrible on the deck. That's the only downside. But like, damn, dude. The ability to play fucking FF7 Remake, Yakuza, Like a Dragon, Yakuza Kiwami 2, fucking Dying Light, all this shit is so fucking sick. Does it overheat? No. I've never felt it like heat up more than an average Switch would, to be honest with you. You know, but like, even better is playing Factorio on the Switch, man. Or not Switch, the Steam Deck. Like, all those PC indies that I wanted to play run so well on this. I mostly play PS2 stuff on my Switch, though. Or not Switch, the Steam Deck. I don't think the Steam Deck is out of stock. I think it just has like a queue to it. The PS5 is genuinely, still to this day, almost impossible to fucking find. It's insane, man. Like, fucking, you want to get access to the PlayStation 5, you better fucking give up a kidney, I guess. $1 billion, bro? Bro, I had $2 billion on me 30 minutes ago. What the fuck? Bro, I literally had $2 billion on me before I showed up here. I make $1 billion every 10 minutes in this game. I've tried some PS3 games. I mean, lighter stuff works. You want to play fucking anything big and massive like MGS4? Not happening. But do you guys know Metal Gear Solid 5 Phantom Pain runs like a dream on the Steam Deck? And that game is so fucking fun to play. It literally feels like playing the Peace Walker, just like, it felt like playing Peace Walker again from back in the day.
なるほど。あんたは確かにヤクザの股は開かせんのがうまい。金の使い方もよく分かっている。あの堂島が手こずるわけだな。
恐れ入ります。
なあ、堂島に
I don't think MGS5 is the worst Metal Gear game. Like, from a story perspective, yeah, it's not the best. But you can't deny from a gameplay perspective, oh, they fucking threw it out of the park, guys. Like, absolutely is a really addicting game to play. Absolutely love Metal Gear Solid 5 for just the gameplay alone. Story-wise, it's a fucking mess. Like, let's not pretend. I think MGS5 is incomplete, right? Like, that whole, like, different Lord of the Flies act they had planned out, but that never came into it. It is definitely an incomplete game. My true ending for 5 should have been remaking Metal Gear 1. You know? The final call should have been Big Boss making it to Snake, and it would have started off with you invading, like, Diamond Dogs, or Outer Heaven, and finishing it by killing Venom. And that should have been the ending.
惚れ惚れするような男気を持つ本物の男だった。もしあの頃に戻って奴を10億で買えるなら、俺は迷わず。
Oh, dude, don't even get me started on Metal Gear Survive. That shit is just a travesty. Actually, I never finished Survive, so I'm gonna install that on the deck. I'm gonna actually play through Survive. I'm gonna do that. Where is Metal Gear Survive? I'm gonna actually play through that pile of shit. I'm playing this on the PS5. I tried Death Stranding on the deck, it's fine. I just play that game on the PS5 though, because it's 60 frames locked. That game's too, like, that game requires you to set aside some time, so I don't even feel the deck is that important for it.
ビジネスの話はまとまってもけじめは取れってことなんでしょう。この場を切り抜けさえすれば向こうも約束を果たしてくれるはずです。そういうことだ。この場を切り抜けるって無茶だ。ここは登場界の本丸だぞ。無茶でもなんでも。
Good night, man.
これが極道の流儀なんでな。
Oh god, man, I wish PT was like... That's why I can't wait for the PS4 emulator to, like, actually properly preserve that shit. PT was such an amazing little fucking piece of software for that time. I remember Kojima's like, I made this game look like an indie game. Yeah, my ass, dude. This guy just comes at you humbling himself like, yeah, I just made this look like an indie game. It was one of the best looking PS4 releases at the time, but yeah, I made it look like an indie game. You know, something you'd find on a fucking Game Jolt? Yeah, okay, bro. Okay. Oh, brothers. Hold on, get one of these beast modes and let's fucking go, dude. Boom, 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 boom. Brothers, come at me. I eat 1 billion yen for breakfast, dude. Get out of here. Oh my god, he's such a monster, dude. Wait, get the other chair. Dude, did you not just see me, like, destroy your homies? I use Adobe to edit any video. Makes sense, disappears. Come on, boys, let's go!
桐生さん。
そっちも。
やっぱり何を言ってるんです。それはこれくらいの知ら。
We're not scared. Let's go, boys. Come on. Oh, dude, the music is so kick-ass for this game. Yeah, I do it by myself. I do contract out to an editor if I need to. Oh my god, this man's dying. Oh, he is dead. Come on, quit blocking. That's some beta shit. Ooh, right in the face. And that is how you die. I love how that's how he opens the door, just like smacks the dude into it. Alright, boys. Anybody that's waving a whole shrine like this, maybe you should reconsider this whole... Oh my god, it's so over the top! It's so over the top, dude, what the fuck? Hold on. What the fuck? You got weapons? What is this, America? Hold on, dude, let me shoot this guy. No! They call me Lone Star Kiryu. Hold on, boys, watch out. We're gonna turn into Chicago here, boys. Eh. Oh, the co-op smash. Ooh. That's how we do it. That's how we do it, boys. I'm in heat. Oh, this guy's so scared. Aw, here, I got this. Yeah, Kiryu never killed people, right? As he just shot 3 men. Oh, great, here we go. We got England coming at me again. What the fuck? Oh, buddy, you're dead. You're dead. You're dead. I'm gonna give you an old stab. Oh, you would be fucking dying. No way. No way, my brother in Christ, you are gone. That's a non-lethal katana, I guess. Yeah, we should hurry, guys. Let's go. Oh, guys, you got guns? You're bringing firearms to the party? No, I thought... Here, let me go rush mode. Fast mode, big time rush. Oh, you can't catch me. You can't fight a man that you can't fight me. Good, come on. Oh, you fuck. Oh, no. Oh, you're holding him like that? Oh, brother. Oh, I fucking just missed it, son of a bitch. Here, let's face plant you. Break the man's spine a little bit. Boom! Alright, made a little splash. Wait, go beast mode, dude. Whole crew of them? No way. Could you imagine if if this actually happened in reality? The Tojo clan should have been dissolved right there. Like, they let 3 guys get away. One of them is crippled. They still look at this. This should be on national news. Like, some psychotic Japanese man has killed 30 individuals. Oh, he's back with the katana again. Again. Come on, buddy. First off, I'm just gonna grab you and I'm gonna fucking knock you down. You got a bunch of ads, so I'm gonna deal with them first. Alright, like these little fucking... Just gonna deal with these guys first. You can stab me a little bit, I don't really care. Like, that guy's gone. Okay. Alright, first off, I'm the man who punches, okay? How about to cause a hot take, boys? Breaking Bad is inferior to Better Call Saul. These are all Breaking Bad fans who are unable to process the truth. Better characters, better story, and better writing. Oh my god, Kiryu. Oh, it's got better writing, better characters. Come on. You're still not down? It's okay to be wrong. No. I was watching Breaking Bad again. It's a pretty good show. Better Call Saul I just like. I think I just like Better Call Saul more because Breaking Bad introduced me to the universe and Better Call Saul really just expanded on it. But it's tough, man. Like, I say better characters because Lalo Salamanca, dude. God, he's such a good character, man. You know that whole, like, Chuck, dude, the whole thing between Chuck and Jimmy was so well done, too. Like, it's so funny how those two comedy actors, were able to pull off such an amazing dramatic performance between each other.
Kiryuの件だがな、本家がちゃちゃ入れてきやがった。堂島組や桐生一馬に手出し無用と。
I haven't seen The Boys yet. I've heard good things about it. It's on Amazon Prime, so I'm pretty sure I can go watch it. I'll just ask my mom for her account.
うちに追い詰められちゃ本家に泣き入れるくらいしかありませんからね。全部予想できた動きです。
クゼと阿波野にはできなかった。
俺には
I like Kim. She's a really good fucking character on the show.
桐生をどう動かすかもわかります。
なるほど。もうクゼと阿波野に遠慮する気はねえってことか、渋沢。
彼の一坪は俺のこの手で差し出しますよ、親父。
Yeah, I mean, Bryan Cranston was just fucking solid. Walter White was just a fucking monster of a character. I never understood the people that were like, yo, Skylar's so annoying in the show. I'm like, I always thought her reaction was completely normal given her situation. Your husband's a fucking meth manufacturer? Yeah, I'd be a little bit of a bitch too, I guess. She was a great character. I really loved her fucking performance throughout the whole thing.
10億も出したんだ。おまけに東上会本家に借りまで作っちまった。あんたは金と力を手に入れ、それで東上会に迫りたいと言ってたな。そのために殻の一坪が必要だと。だが 本当の目的は他にあるんじゃねえのか。だとしたらなんであんたはそんな体を張ってまで殻の一粒を狙う。あの土地には俺の知らない何か他の価値があるのか。
I remember when I first watched Breaking Bad, I never liked Hank. Because I was like, in the first few episodes, I was like, oh, this guy's such an insufferable douche. And then he became my most favorite character after just like the few more episodes that came after. I'm like, you know, I like this guy. You know, he gels with me. There's something about this character that just gets me going.
風間さんもそれをよく分かっていたからこそ桐生さんを私につけてくれた。
だが殻の一粒についちゃまだ何も進んでね。これからどうする？俺は何をすればいい？
それなんですが、昨晩ようやく殻の一粒の所有者を抑えました。その人物は今大阪の蒼天堀にいます。
蒼天堀？
ええ。ですがすぐにこちらから出向くわけにはいきません。我々
I mean, Hank died because, to be fair, Hank was also an incredibly prideful agent.
あんたの他に所有者の居所を突き止めた奴らが。
I haven't heard good things about the Intel GPUs. I was watching the Gamer Nexus video, and I mean, if their price is good, then I think it can. I think if the price is good, it could match. Because if they're trying to be the best in performance for a lot of the key current games, and they're giving a good price to it, then I'm sure it's going to be a great purchase for some individuals. We'll just see how their pricing is. Because performance-wise, I'm not that super impressed.
その近江連合もどれだけの規模で動いているか分かりません。今の蒼天堀は
The AV1 encoding does look good. I do think it's really nice, but is it that much of an improvement over NVENC and the AMD variant though? Do you think? Like AV1 encoding is nice, but is it that massive of a? I don't know. That's where I'm kind of a little like confused about, you know?
あんたの腎臓はアジア外を長く離れるわけにいかねえ。だが俺は逃げ回るだけなのはもうごめんだ。
I haven't played the Lost Judgment DLC. I haven't really got back into Lost Judgment until I finished it. I have to check more on AV1. Could be the fucking killer. I wouldn't be opposed to get it. I think it might be worth it to switch out, you know, an AMD card. Like, I'll still always be needing it. The thing is, like, NVIDIA is still, like, best in class. And there's, like, overall, like, when I'm buying a GPU, it's got to be in the overall, right? Like, it can't be, like, like, if it's good on AV1 encoding, but it's not good on, like, playing, you know, fucking video games. That's where things get a little bit, you know, too tough for me to swallow. So I don't know.
私が指示したわけじゃありません。ですから何かあっても
Well, the open sourcing of NVIDIA's drivers were not necessarily open sourced, I think, for the Linux-like consumer driver. I'm sure we'll get that coming down on the pipeline, but it's just... I don't know. For all the faults of NVIDIA, sadly, they're still the fucking chief when it comes to, like, making the overall better GPU. Speaking of it, I am working on a video right now that allows me to turn an NVIDIA GPU into 16 different NVIDIA GPUs. So that's actually a fun video idea I'm kind of working on at the moment. GPU para-virtualization or GPU splitting. So I'm able to create one virtual machine that's powered with... So I'm turning my 3090 into like 4 different 3090s, and I'm able to run a game amongst them. I did end up getting it working. It took a lot of trial and error, but the splitting is finally working on NVIDIA cards. Within my system currently, it is working, and it's doing it fine. No, actually, the GPU memory on a 3090 is pretty rock solid. It's not. It's definitely higher than 1 point. You're definitely facing a little VRAM limitation, but for most games, it's still not an issue. You gotta remember, like, 24 gigs of VRAM on a fucking GPU is still insane. That's like, you're getting into, like, content creator, like, 3D, like, rendering territory. Most games never get close to using the 2 point... They never even get close to using a quarter of that shit, in my experience. And you're running these games at 1080p, remember, so... Like... You're not really fucking... You're not really going crazy with all of that. I think the pay is pretty good for IT people in Canada. The pay is good for that field in general anywhere in North America, I've noticed. The 3090 is not a card I would recommend to anybody that's just gaming. You know, like, that's a fucking insane card to have. Like, the only reason that card makes sense to me is for 3D stuff and video rendering and a lot of that extra shit. But I would never fucking buy the 3090. If I wasn't a content creator, I would not... My graphic card, I would peak at having a 2070. Like, that's it. Like, that's fine for me. Nothing beyond that is, like, in my scope of requirement. I don't care that much. Alright, pay me out, baby. See, like, at this point, money is such a joke in this game. Once I figure out how to farm Mr. Shakedown, super easy. Oh, money battle, let's go. I wouldn't recommend a mini tower over a fucking actual tower. Mini towers are just not... You're not going to get your bang for your buck. I would recommend you get a tower and, you know, call it a day. Like, you want bang for your buck for computer. Like, if you don't want to waste money on, like, a small tower, just for the form factor, to just, like, if you want something powerful, you're going to have to expect to have, like, it's going to have some size and heft to it, you know? Oh, you just bought Yakuza the whole other day? It's fucking worth it, ain't it? I should probably get the other advisors, but I'm kind of too fucking lazy to care. Alright, buddy. Bring it on. Attention time. What the fuck is this? The drunkard's secret greatly boosts the power of heat actions when drunk at max health. Oh my god. Okay, that looks kind of sick. Health boost. Oh, you recover a lot of health drinking booze. Okay. It's not really something I'm doing too much. Here, let me get this one ability unlocked at 1 billion yen, and then I need... Okay, so a lot of them are just drinking. Okay. Yeah, I need to find Shakedown to just get like multi-billions for this. Oh, fuck, actually, I'm getting a bit tired. I should probably get some fucking rest before I have to get up in a few hours for work. So I'm just gonna save the game and end the stream over here, boys. Been good recording some shit. Take care, and I shall see you buckos later.